Hello, YouTube. Welcome to Geekery Abides, the final episode of 2024. See, I said it right.
Proud of you didn't mess up once.
I was telling Peter on the last show, because of doing all the prep, there's a lot of stuff I've been typing up for 2025, including this episode quite a bit. So I was starting to get used to typing and thinking in 2025 realm. So now when I'm talking about dates now, I'm like having to stop myself from saying hey, it's December 28th, 2025.
Yeah.
No, that's
in the future.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, we're here for our episode 50 too. It's a landmark episode.
We got our next time pulled up.
What? Oh, it's because the goddamn screens are wrong. What? Okay. There we go. It's because these goddamn screens.
Yep,
I wish
know.
I could flip them, man. It's
I know.
so annoying. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and hit the intro. I guess I got to change my pedal over and get started.
Yeah.
He who is ashamed of his geekery has forgotten the face of Stan Lee.
You the proud, the geeky. Hello!
This is the podcast, Geekery Abides.
All right, hello and welcome to episode 50 of Geekery Abides. We're here at the tail end of 2024, the last episode, and my name is Tad, and with me as always is Peter.
Hello.
And we are here for, a nice fun discussion, a little bit of news, a little bit of talking about both. We're going to look a little bit back at 2024. And then we're going to look ahead for 2025 for the main topic. Lydia's in the chat saying also happy birthday to Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah. The great
So,
Stan Lee, December 28th.
Indeed. There's something I saw that the night we went and saw Nosferatu, there was something on that day that was notable. But by the time...
It's when Carrie Fisher died, isn't it?
Oh, no, I think that was yesterday. There was something, though, but then by the time I saw it, it was past midnight because it was something that would have...
No, yeah, the 27th for...
It would have been something that would have tormented Hayden, so it was probably something horror-related. I don't know. Whatever it was.
Oh, it was The Exorcist.
Yeah,
The original, yeah, because the Time Hop app that I use for memories and stuff like that, where you can put all your social media into one, and it shows you the memories from what you've posted and stuff.
Yeah.
It does on this day.
Yeah,
and it does
yeah.
a pop culture one. It's
Yeah.
on this day in 1975,
73.
three.
No.
Yeah, it says how many years ago and everything like
Yeah.
that, and it says The Exorcist came out.
Yeah. That's what it was. But then by the time I actually saw it, I think I saw a meme or just a picture of the Exorcist saying happy whatever birthday. But by the time I saw it, it was 28 minutes after midnight. So I'm like, well, it's not the birthday anymore.
Yep, December
goddamn.
26, 1973. That was it.
Yeah. So
Because we all know how much Hayden loves Captain Howdy.
Oh, indeed. You know what I thought about? I should get a Captain Howdy tattoo.
Absolutely, you should. Absolutely.
Really
Now, here's
should.
the question. Would you just do a normal Captain Howdy tattoo, just the white face, or would you do Captain Howdy coming out of your skin?
I think
Because you've seen those ones where
Yeah.
it looks like the skin's
I don't-
ripped and
that
stuff.
That doesn't work for him though.
I mean, he's the one that's possessing her, right?
Yeah, but he's more spooky. Ghosts don't tear through flesh, not directly. But
I mean, it tried on her chest, her belly, tried to get
I think
help me.
I think Hayden, you guys are tormenting him about a Ouija board or something
Yeah.
at a store, and he said they probably had a My First Exorcism kit.
Yeah, we went to a nerd store that they have here in Utah with my daughter, and she held up a Ouija board. And she's in on it. She knows what Hayden's like, and she's like, send the picture to Hayden. So I snapped a picture, and he put. Hopefully they have a My First Exorcist.
Oh, good stuff. All right, so we'll throw out the... Oops. That's
Wrong one.
Wrong pedal. First up, let's throw out the emails. If you want to email the show, you can send the emails to either of us directly, either Peter at geekeryabides.com or Tad at geekeryabides.com. Tad is TADD. And that is how you email the show. Yeah, I don't have any emails currently. Or at least last night, unless something came in last, like, whatever. But I always tell people, if you don't send it to me the day before a show, there's a good chance I won't see it, because between just all the final prep for a show or whatever, my Saturdays are nuts. In fact, I think it was 2 episodes ago, I screwed up my New York Times Wordle, the little word guessing thing. I had like 70-something days.
Yeah.
And I missed a recording day because it was just so busy that I didn't think about it. And it was the next day I got on, it's like 0. I'm like, God damn
You're
it.
like, oh, your Yoda episode.
Yeah, pretty much. So those are busy days. So if you email me on a show day, there's a good chance I might not get to it till the next episode.
Yeah.
So that is the emails. Let's go ahead and jump on over to watching, reading, playing. Let's go ahead and let's have you start.
All right, I got a bunch because I haven't been working for a week or so on vacation. So, watching, we finished Parks and Rec and started up Letterkenny. I watched the last half of the last season of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I'm up to date on Skeleton Crew, and I watched all 9 of the Skywalker Saga Star Wars movies. I watched 1 through 9, all of them.
That's great.
So, reading, I'm still in the middle of The Dark Tower. I finished book 3. I'm on book 4 now. So finished The Wastelands. I am on Wizarding Glass.
I heard there's some good snakes in that book.
You stop it. You stop it. We're not talking about that. That is the other show. You don't get to do that here.
Dude, it's Selena Kyle that licks the cat.
Yeah.
In Batman Returns, the last episode in our other show. I was like, there's something that you see someone licking a cat, and it's just so unsettling. It's fucking Selena Kyle in Batman Returns.
Yeah, she sure does. Thanks for bringing that up. Now I have that in my head.
I mean, it's Michelle Pfeiffer.
I mean, it's a lot better than what the other one was. But anyway, playing, I think I've finished my run of Red Dead Redemption 2. I have little things here and there. One of them is that fucking annoying get a perfect carcass mission. Side mission.
Yeah.
The little ones, like the squirrel and
the
cedar waxwing is always the fucking one that I have to spend like 6 hours looking for, and I just don't. I didn't want to waste my vacation doing that, so I started up playing Jedi Survivor. I got to the first planet.
Is that the second game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to the first planet. I'm stuck, and I fucking hate it.
That happened to me a couple times in the first game where it was just like, yeah, I don't know. I enjoy the games, but yeah.
I enjoy the games. I don't enjoy the puzzle solving when there is no clear direction on what I'm supposed to fucking do.
Yeah.
Especially, I played it, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go do something. Like, I had something I had to go do. So I got to a save point, I saved, and then I come back, and I'm like, wait, what was I doing? And there's no help whatsoever for me. And I'm just like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And then I also have been playing Madden, and then I got my daughter a PC for Christmas, so I've been playing co-op games with her. I played The Binding of Isaac, Dead by Daylight, Unrailed, and unfortunately I played Roblox to see what that was like, and dude, I'm old. I am not made for the new age of games like that. I'm not made for that. I'll tell you that right now.
Mike also said Excelsior would have been 102. What an amazing life. The ups and downs prove the statement reality is stranger than fiction about Mr. Stan Lee, which we started off with. That's indeed. Cool.
Yeah.
So for me, like you, I finished the final stuff of Yellowstone. And then I've watched a lot-ish. Nothing.
And Nosferatu. I forgot that one.
Nothing like my Halloween, because I'm never going to top that. But I did decided a few days ago that, you know what, fuck it, I'm watching Heat. So one of my all-time favorite crime movies, action movies. I don't know how you could categorize that movie, but dude, that shootout is just one of the all-time fucking greats, dude.
It's great.
What a wonderful movie. I also watched Juror Number 2, the new Clint Eastwood film that seemingly Warner Brothers buried because it was in theaters for like a week.
I haven't even heard of this film.
Oh, really? It's Nicholas Hoult is the lead.
Really?
Yeah. So I've heard nothing but good things, so I was just like, cool, I'll go see it in theaters. I don't even know if our theater ever even got it. It literally had like a week or so like run is all. Very minimum release. Now it's on HBO Max though. I will say incredible movie. I love jury stuff. But this one's kind of got an interesting twist to it. And Nicholas Hoult just absolutely fucking kills it. Kind of goes to the point I was saying the other night, outside of Nosferatu, I just don't feel like we're giving Nicholas Hoult enough credit. I think he's an incredible actor. And he did an incredible job there.
He was Thomas, right? The husband? Nicholas Hoult?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And Beast and
that's the right one.
The Chrome Boy and Lex Luthor pretty soon. He's done a lot of good stuff.
Oh, he's the new Lex Luthor?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really excited.
Then I also decided to go through and binge season and a half of My Adventures with Superman.
Okay.
With Jack Quaid from The Boys as the voice of Superman. It's a new.
That's the animated one, right?
Yeah, it's animated. So I had watched like the first half of the first season, so I went through and watched the second half and then the second season. So watched that. I also went over and jumped into Superman the animated series.
The 90s one?
Yeah. So a lot of Superman in my life.
I wonder why that happened.
Then Nosferatu as well.
Yep, a couple days ago.
And then I've also been watching on Showtime. I think that's the one on Paramount Plus. Is that Showtime that's tied to them?
Yes.
It's a show called The Agency.
Yeah.
It's been getting a lot of hype. It is
Richard Gere, right?
Richard Gere's in it, but the lead is Mr. Michael Fassbender.
Yes.
And there's not many things that he's in that I'm not like, okay, I'll take it.
I'm there.
But it's a CIA,
The
very
Agency.
espionage type stuff. It's a good show. It's not finished. I was really apprehensive to dive in.
Tad doesn't do many shows that aren't finished.
I waited until 5 and it was basically a few days from the 6th episode dropping. I think it's 10 episodes for the season. So I'm like, I can do that, and then I only have to wait for a couple episodes. I am kicking myself because I really want to watch the rest of the show now. But
and there is nothing
it's
more.
really good. And then it's interesting because he's got a movie coming out that we saw a trailer for where he's a CIA person.
Yeah.
So it's like
he's like a CIA person, and his wife is a CIA person.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
But the show's called The Agency. It's pretty good. Reading, I have begun The Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. That's right.
First time I've read these in a long time. I'm listening to the Andy Serkis readings.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the Tom Bombadil range.
Okay.
So I do believe that'll turn into reading those books, and then I will end up watching the movies for the first time since 2011.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big thing. And then playing pretty much 1 day and 16 hours worth of Indiana Jones, The Great Circle.
And Mortician's Assistant. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Mortuary Assistant.
Mortuary Assistant.
Indeed.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that too. That's been fun.
You were telling us about that outside of the theater. So.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
Mike says he's just finished Squid Game Season 2. I need to watch that. I haven't watched the second season yet. He's not playing or reading anything, slammed at work, and kids are off for the holidays. That always.
Yeah.
My wife says she watched a new show on Peacock called Laid. It's where a woman finds out that all of her exes that she slept with are starting to die randomly in weird accidents. So she rewatched.
Kind of like if a monkey were to
Stop it.
symbols.
Stop it. That's the other show. Stop it. She rewatched WandaVision, Letterkenny, Nosferatu, Parks and Rec. Reading It still. She's still in there. And then playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, Dead by Daylight, Bugsnax, Unrailed, Binding of Isaac, a lot of the co-op games that I mentioned.
Yeah. I should get a cymbal monkey button. That's what I should do. Clanging of the cymbals. Maybe I can get one where it squawks like from Toy Story 3.
Well, you
when
could.
It screams or whatever it does.
Could.
I just love there's a whole generation of children that'll be like absolutely traumatized by that. Like that's like Gmork for us in the 90s from Never Ending Story. Or
for you. I never watched it.
Did you not watch it?
No, I wasn't allowed to watch those kinds of movies.
It's a kid's movie.
It was a terrifying movie. Dark Crystal, Never Ending Story, Princess Bride, all of those had scary stuff in it that my parents were like, nope, not dealing with the nightmares. And then my dad secretly let me watch Tremors. Go figure! I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch Nightmare Before Christmas because they were scary people.
Interesting.
Yeah. I lived in a sheltered home.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad. All right, let's jump on over to the news. So we are going to try something a little bit different. We're going to toy around with some stuff. So I will say there's still plenty of news to cover, but I tried to draw it back a bit. So
I wonder why.
And then I'm going to try to have a little bit of kind of miniature topics before the main topic as well. So, and one of them is slightly related to it too. So let's jump on into the news though. First up, make sure I got the right pedal here. Superman has a poster. It also has a teaser. poster came out on a Monday. Teaser came out on a Thursday. There is a reason that Tad's been watching a lot of Superman.
I wonder why.
So,
well, now I know.
Yeah, this trailer. I mean, so not and a few notes on it. It's not only the biggest DC trailer of all time, but it's the biggest Warner Brothers of all time. It had 250,000 views in the first 24 hours.
That means over stuff like Dune as well.
Dune, anything Warner Brothers ever done.
Yep.
I do know that it was somewhat short. I believe Deadpool and Wolverine got 350 something million in the first 24 hours. But let's be real here. I mean,
Deadpool. It was the third movie.
Third movie, and you're bringing the yellow
Deadpool,
suit.
the yellow suit, Deadpool coming into the MCU.
Yeah.
There was a lot
Yeah.
for that movie.
I do want to say though, 250,000 views. I'm just wondering, why the whole world only did 200 million views when I did the 50 million. I mean, I'm carrying a lot of weight here, man. I'm carrying a lot of weight. Let's get the rest of the world to catch up here.
Sorry, I've only watched it 3 times. My bad, Ted.
Man, I think I've watched it like at least 10 times just in a row, just immediate. Like, I wish YouTube had a replay, just immediate replay button, because I had to just
turn on repeat.
Yeah,
you mean
like-
because it has a replay button. You just hit the replay button.
Well, no, yeah, just put it on a thing where it'll just cycle.
A loop?
That's what I need. Yeah,
Could you do a playlist and just have it on there 80 times?
that's
Hey.
an idea.
You got to look into that.
I
Ted.
think I watched it at least 3 times yesterday too.
I'm gonna Google how to watch the same YouTube video over and over again.
I'm sure there's some people out there that are gaming their YouTube stats that way. So Gunn, so just a couple notes I'm throwing in under this. Gunn credited Corn Sweat for the return of the trunks, because that is one of the biggest discussion topics in Superman. Usually is their
Go
trunks.
to the watch screen of any video. Right click in the video. The click loop the video will repeat continuously.
Good to know.
All right, that's just from a quick Google search. Ted.
So in a couple months when the full trailer comes out, I will.
And
I will
it's
remember
got 800 million views in 24 hours. We're gonna be like, Tad?
Yeah.
Good Lord, sir.
Pretty much. So the trunks idea. So Gunn was saying that he actually credited David Cornsweet for it. This is a quote from Gunn. He says, "I was on the no trunks team for a long time." Strike one, Gunn.
Strike one.
Then it was Cornsweet who chimed in, Gunn explained. David said something that really struck me. He said that Superman wanted kids not to be afraid of him. He's an alien with these incredible powers. He shoots beams out of his eyes and can do things that might terrify people. But he doesn't want to be scary. He wants to be a symbol for hope and positivity. So he dresses like a professional wrestler in a way that makes people unafraid of him. That clicked for me. Trying to pretend that Superman's costume doesn't have some frivolity to it is just, at its base, is just silly. He's the first superhero, bright colors, brightly colored, and that's who he is. So, just cool to hear that the actor is the one that came in and saved the day on that. Because
it's always fun when you hear things like those stories. I know there's a million examples of that, but it's like, well, what if I do this? And it's like, well, okay, let's give it a try. And it's Pennywise with the eye, different things and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that you mean Bill Skarsgård when you say Pennywise, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
he's the one that does the eye trick.
Yeah.
Not Tim.
But you called him Pennywise, so it's just funny.
He is Pennywise. What are you talking about?
You mean he's not Nosferatu?
No, he's Pennywise.
A big part of the teaser for me was the fact that the John Williams score is very much in the DNA of the music of the teaser. At first, I thought this might just be for the trailer, because there are times that a different musical thing is done for the trailer that it doesn't actually match the film.
There's been times where I've gone into a movie and I'm like, where's that song from the trailer? The song was really good. And it's like, it's not in there. Oh, it's just for the trailer?
Yeah. So I was worried about that, but apparently that's not the case. And this is a quote from James Gunn. He says, John Williams' score, it's one of the greatest scores of all time. And it's the thing that I loved when I saw the movie as a child. And if that's the thing that I liked the most was the score, then I want to pay tribute to that. So it sounds like it is going to be in the movie.
Excellent.
So, very happy for that.
Does that take the strike away from James Gunn? Is he at 0 now?
Maybe.
We're gonna. Is that ball 1? Strike 1 and 1?
One thing I love that. I've a lot of Superman fans have been joking that it's the John Williams Top Gun theme. Because it's played with like the guitar and it just feels very Top Gunny.
Very Top Gun.
So then he continued. When I first talked to John Murphy, who was our composer, I was like, listen, I want you to do something completely out there. Gunn added that the movie is all about its score, and then the two started working on the score before he'd even finished the screenplay.
Wow.
Quote, I wanted at least part of the Williams theme in there as something I wanted the Williams theme in there as part of something. John Murphy took the challenge 100% and made something really beautiful. And when you hear the whole score, you'll know what I mean. It's a mix of new and traditional in a way that we haven't quite seen. But also, I think it's soul food, So,
Mike in the chat says, how long will it be before Hollywood gets another composer of Williams' talent? Ever?
no, never. But I do think that Hans Zimmer is probably largely seen as the heir apparent. He's probably the next most prolific and iconic composer. He's nowhere near John Williams, right? Because it's like John Williams has been doing this for 50, 60 years, something like that now. If you count his TV stuff back into the 50s. So, what does that make it? 70 years? So, I mean, it's really hard to surpass that.
The man is in his late 80s, isn't he?
90s. He's in his mid-90s.
90s?
Yeah, which
Lord.
scares me a lot. In fact, it was
92. Holy cow.
When's his birthday?
February 8th.
Okay, so it was about a year ago. In February, he was trending on Twitter, and my heart skipped a beat.
It's like, no!
It was just his birthday, but it's just one of those things. When you got a guy that old, it's like you see him trending, and you think the worst. But I think the problem is you're going to have great composers that'll always happen. But I think the problem with John Williams is that it's almost like the Beatles. Like, it's not easy. It's easier for the Beatles to be the Beatles because they were there in the 60s. John Williams he helped rediscover symphonic because by the time the 60s and stuff came around, everything had moved over to popular music and stuff. And Williams with Spielberg helped, and then eventually Lucas ushered back and almost swung the pendulum back to symphonic scores. Yeah. But then also on top of that, all these iconic things, Superman, Jaws, Star Wars, all these things, it's going to be really hard for someone like a Hans Zimmer to match that because it's what
you have to have classic movies to go along with it.
Yeah, what iconic movies are coming out the level of Jaws, Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jurassic Park? Do we have
Indiana Jones, Schindler's List?
Yeah,
the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, and of course Zimmer has his own set of great scores,
right?
But it's just a matter of I just don't know if anyone can ever match it because it's a time and a place thing as well as a talent thing. And John Williams,
you got to have that movie to go with it.
Yeah, you got to have the movie to go with it. I just don't know if any modern person's going to have the same opportunities as John Williams had. Not to mention, I'm not going to take anything from John and just say that's the only reason because I do think there's a talent level there that's beyond whatever. So I don't think anyone will match it, but I do think that there's some great people. Johann I just blanked. He just won an Oscar for Oppenheimer. He also did The Mandalorian the first couple of years. I'm really loving some of the shit I'm seeing from him. Oppenheimer is one of my favorite scores in a couple of years. I'm glad he won an Oscar for Ludwig Göransson. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking his last name.
Gotcha.
Johann. Yeah, no. Yeah, Ludwig Göransson. Yeah, he's incredible. There's a lot of good people out there. But there is only one John Williams. Yeah. Next up, let's go ahead and jump on over. Matt Reeves confirms that season 2 of Penguin is in talks.
Oh.
So this is from another article, but in it he said, we're talking to the showrunner Lauren LaFranc about doing another season about the Penguin. That was a special experience. I just feel really fortunate. These characters don't belong to me. They belong to the world. It comes down to whether you can approach them in a way that expresses something personal. So, in talks, there's in talks and there's development and then there's pre-production and then there's shooting, right? And it's so we're at the basis level, but at least the conversations are happening because there's been a lot of debate on the Penguin was that a one and done?
Was it a mini series? Is it a series?
Yeah,
what are we looking at here?
So it sounds like there's at least the early stages of conversations for another season of Penguin.
Colin Farrell just went, fuck.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm wondering is how much worse could it get?
Yeah.
Right? It can't get any worse, can it? We can't make the Penguin any more evil than he already is at this point, right?
Honestly, we're probably looking at a new season of Penguin before we get the Batman 2, so...
Yes, that is a sad reality, but we'll go on over. So there's another rumor. This has been off and on for different ways, but the new rumor is now that James Gunn wants Pattinson for the DCU.
Wait, what? I thought he was no.
So the rumor now is that Gunn wants him for Batman's for the DCU, which is interesting because the first time we ever heard this, it was that someone high up at Warner Brothers wanted it to expedite a Batman movie. But it sounded like whatever. But now. It's Gunn saying now the rumor is that Gunn wants it, and it's so my question is does somebody high up at the studio want it? So then because of that, Gunn wants it. I mean, also you can't say that Pattinson's not an incredible Batman too.
Yeah.
But either way, it's interesting. But the snag apparently is the rumor is that Reeves does not want it, and he has a meticulous plan for his trilogy, and he doesn't see fitting that into the connected DCU that Gunn is building. So,
Yeah, we talked about this when it came out with Reeves' philosophy on the Batman films, and where I was really down that episode, where he wants to keep it very, very grounded and dark and gritty and everything like that. And
it
not,
sounds like he has a plan for his trilogy too.
Yes.
It's not just like he's shooting from the hip and going, "Well, let's do a second. What the fuck are we gonna do?" I'm guessing he probably has at least a rough idea in his mind.
I in the first film I set up this. In the second film, that's going to pay off into this, and in the third film, it's going to conclude with this.
Yeah.
And
Classic trilogy, right?
Yeah, at least I like hearing that. But what I was really down on was that he was saying, like, no, it's going to be grounded. We're not going to go comic booky. And that's what Gunn sounds like he wants, is comic booky. Just look at the Superman trailer. There's a lot of comic booky stuff in there, let alone him listening to the actor with the trunks and everything like that.
Yeah.
Crypto's in the trailer. I know we're going to talk about it and everything, but there's a ton of comic book stuff. I sent it in our movie crew text group.
The Green Lantern, you got Guy Gardner in there.
The haircut alone makes it like, oh, he's like copying and pasting. But the shot of him with Crypto is like taken straight from the comic book. Like I sent the comic book image and the shot from the trailer, the teaser, and it's like exact, like almost exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Gunn's really going for the comic book feel.
Yeah, he fights a kaiju in the trailer.
Yeah, I get why Reeves doesn't want Pattinson in the DCU.
Yeah.
It's not what he feels the Batman is.
Yeah, it's a different world.
This does worry me though. This worries me that we've seen the Batman 2 delayed twice now. I really hope that it doesn't end up killing it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's kind of funny because months ago when we covered the rumor that I think it's Zaslav, the fucking stupid motherfucker in the top of Warner Brothers, that wanted a Batman thing quickly, and if that meant using Pattinson, for the DCU, then that's what needs to happen. But it's funny to me now, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, is it really going to speed it up?
Well, that's the thing is, like,
is Pattinson going to speed anything up? Because it sure feels to me like
the Batman 2 is taking for fucking ever.
Also, one pause on this because I wanted to point this out. Part of this rumor also states that none of this is behind the seemingly glacial pace of Batman 2. This alleged disagreement between Gunn and Reeves, that is not the basis of why the Batman's being delayed. Because there's some people that are immediately going to jump on that and go, well, if they're arguing over this, like that's why this is taken. No,
because Gunn is in charge of DC.
Yeah, this rumor strictly says the disagreement between the two is not causing any issues with the Batman 2.
It's just that Gunn wants Pattinson in it.
Yeah.
In the DCU. I see Gunn wanting it doesn't necessarily mean Gunn wants it now.
Yeah.
Gunn may want it in 5 years.
Yeah.
In 6 years. So when the Batman 2 comes out, maybe that's when Gunn will want it.
Yeah. Well, that does bring us to the next one, which you've been probably waiting for. The Batman delayed to 2027. It was originally scheduled for October 2nd, 2026, and is now October 1st, 2027. Dude, I forgot about it till just now, last night, laying in bed. I was going to get a button. That's a whole nother year. Luke from New Hope.
Yeah.
It's been a day, so I forgot.
Dude,
I feel bad for you. I know
it came across my Facebook, just like scrolling through random shit, and it's like the Batman 2 delayed till 2027. I literally slammed my phone down on my desk and started pouting. And my wife's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "The Batman 2 is delayed a year." She's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Again, yeah.
So that's 5 years between films.
Don't take this as rubbing salt in the open wound. Jeez. But just for context, Doomsday and Secret Wars will have been out by that point.
Fucking hell.
Both of them. Now, Secret Wars may not even be out on Blu-ray by the time the Batman hits, if it comes out on that day, because it comes out in like summer. So like summer to October, like maybe we're still waiting for the Blu-ray, but there's a chance the Blu-ray could be out for Secret Wars by the time we're going to watch the Batman.
What you say, and then Mike in the chat says he'll go from rookie Batman to old man Batman just from the progression of real time.
Did you see Pattinson joking that he's going to retire before the next one comes out?
Yeah, like come on. Oh.
And then
this really has me worried that we're going to be one and done with the Batman.
No,
dude, it has me worried that it's just going to be like Matt Reeves is like, well, I can't get my vision, I can't get what I want, so I'm not going to do it.
Now, if that were to happen, that's when Pattinson would get rolled into the DCU if it didn't already exist.
That may happen, but honestly, I worry. I have some worries.
So this is an interesting one. Next one is Muschietti says that Brave and the Bold has been postponed. So one, I guess that means that that's still happening. But two, it said this is a quote from Andy Muschietti. He says the Batman, the Brave and the Bold project has been postponed a little bit, so I might do another film before that. So it sounds like that was actually next up on his docket, and it may be that another movie's jumping it now. But very interesting though. And then that brings us to the next one, which is Clayface is coming out. God damn it! There we go. I think I clicked it too many times. Let's see. Yes, Clayface coming in September of 2026.
Yeah.
The release date for it has been officially announced as September 11th, 2026. To the previous two stories though, because I feel like this kind of ties in. Gunn was on social media and was really adamant that scripts is what that scripts will be done and great before he moves forward with any projects with the DCU. I kind of wonder if that's what's behind the two Batman delays, but he was asked, that was already in my mind, but then on social media he was asked, how does Clayface get released before any of the two Batman movies? And he basically responded, it's the scripts. The Clayface script was done and the other two are not, so that's why this one's getting done first. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on DCU's development. It kind of makes me wonder, as a filmmaker and a guy that's kind of a perfectionist, I wonder if he's almost too much of a perfectionist, and that's why some of this shit's taken so long, including the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and the Batman 2. There's these things that seemingly are taking a while, but it's like we've repeatedly on the show covered him where he's been like, it's all about the scripts. Like, it's going to be about things are going to be right and good and legit before we move forward on things. So it'll have to be something that we have to kind of watch. Is this going to turn into a thing where the DCU is a glacial? Now, that's not a bad thing. It'll be frustrating.
Go slow and get it right.
Yeah, exactly. So
it'll just be frustrating for fans to be like,
to wait.
Well, we got Superman. All right, let's wait till 2030 for Superman 2.
Yeah, I mean, for people like us that follow this, for your average fan that doesn't really follow it, they won't know until the trailer comes out. So it doesn't torment people other than nerds like us. So. We'll have to see what comes of that. Next up is,
you ready for Superman to wait 7 years between films?
I mean, it's Gunn, so maybe he kind of knows what he wants, so hopefully he'll get it ironed out quick. I don't know. We'll see. So next up, Scream 7 adds some veterans to its cast. First off, Courtney Cox is officially returning as Gale Weathers. So glad to see her brought back in. I was starting to get worried that with Sid coming back that she would end up getting the shaft. And then they also added Mason Gooding back to play Chad Meeks Martin. So he is the first of the new set of movie casts to be coming back for the next one. He was was it twins? Him and his sister, they're related to Randy.
Yes.
And it's he's the jock.
Yeah.
And is it his twin sister or just his sister? I kind of forget.
I don't
but it's
remember.
him. He's confirmed to be back for the next one. So that's kind of cool because a lot of people were starting to wonder, are they just going to completely... Because, I mean, they obviously lost Melissa because the studio's fucking stupid. And then, what's her name from Wednesday that was the sister?
Jenna Ortega.
She left because of all of Melissa's stuff.
Yeah.
So they've lost 2 of the 4, but you still potentially have the Meeks kids. So it's kind of cool they're bringing her in. Maybe they'll get the sister brought in as well. We'll see. Next up, Taika Waititi, rumor that his Star Wars film has been shelved. Not a huge surprise here. It always kind of felt like this movie was kind of half of an announcement. It just never felt like there was much juice behind this movie. Like Taika Waititi doing a Star Wars movie. It always, even the way they announced it, just always felt, not to say that Star Wars announcements mean a whole lot anymore, but even that one, it just felt very I don't know. Not that I did.
It was kind of like a Taika Waititi's doing a Star Wars movie. We were both like, okay.
It just I don't know. I like him as a filmmaker. There was just something about it that just never felt like it. Just from the immediate moment I heard it, I was like, that won't happen. There was just something about it where I'm just like, this doesn't feel real. So, and then another rumor: Rogue Squadron is apparently back from the dead.
No, it's not.
Yeah. The rumor is the film is not only back from the dead, but is back on the docket in active development because what's her name has not had any other things come up because Wonder Woman kind of got kiboshed, right?
Yeah.
Because originally she had Wonder Woman 3, and that was going to stop it, and then the Wonder Woman's all folded because of the DCU stuff. And she hasn't really added a whole lot to her Patty Jenkins to her schedule. So the rumor is that is back on. So what is it? Don't Give Me Hope? Is that the
Don't Give Me Hope. Dude, I want a Ronin button. I want a don't give me hope button. Because
that
this
actually-
is going to exist for the Batman
Put it-
and for Rogue Squadron, because those two movies, I swear to God, I'm going to get gray hair all over from just stressing about
Well,
getting those two movies.
Put it on the list. That would be a good button to have.
Okay.
Next up, this one is an interesting one. Apparently, Eon, the owners of James Bond, and Amazon MGM are feuding pretty heavily over
Hold
James Bond.
on one sec. Say that again.
Let's see. Checking the chat too. Mike says it was an odd combination. Taika Waititi and Star Wars. Yeah, I mean he was doing stuff with the Mandalorian, so it doesn't feel completely out of the blue. It just feels like he's a very busy filmmaker, so it just never felt like he was ever going to get a Star Wars movie off. It's kind of like when they announced Kevin Feige was going to do a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, there's no chance in fucking hell that ever sees the light of day. It just won't happen. Like he's too busy. And Taika Waititi is less busy than Kevin Feige, but he's not that much less busy. So
yeah.
It just felt like one of those things that'll never happen. And then Mike says, I wrote this in Reddit about Star Wars. I'm not going to believe anything coming out from Lucasfilm until 5 minutes after I started watching it. Fucking seriously, man. So this next one's interesting. Eon and Amazon are apparently fighting over Bond.
Really?
So this is from the Wall Street Journal. So this is not your average internet website, Twitter leak or something. This is from the Wall Street Journal, and it is reporting so they claim to have 20 insiders, executives, business partners, and friends of those involved behind the scenes as part of this report. So this is real journalism.
Yeah, this is journalism, not some guy in his basement going, I think this is happening.
Yeah. So the rumor is that Barbara Broccoli, the daughter of Cubby, who is the man that took Bond from page to screen, is deeply protective of her father's legacy and is absolutely butting heads with Amazon. At the root of the disagreement is Amazon's push to expand the Bond universe quickly by pitching various TV spinoffs and projects after their 2022 purchases of MGM.
Oh no!
So they want to.
I don't want Amazon getting their greasy little mitts all over Bond and doing an M series, a Q series, an A series, a B series, a C series.
Moneypenny. There was a Moneypenny series that I heard rumors
fuck this shit. So. Who's fighting for it? Who's the one that's saying no?
Barbara Broccoli.
Barbara Broccoli. I don't like broccoli, but I like this broccoli. I officially am on her side. I need to know what I need to do to stop this from happening, because Bond is sacred. You cannot make fucking little spin-off shit for Bond. There is one place for Bond, and that is fucking cinema.
Yeah.
That is the only place that Bond belongs.
So this gets better. But Eon, just Barbara Broccoli and her half-brother Michael G. Wilson. Those are the two remaining children of Cubby Broccoli.
Okay.
And they're basically, Eon is their company. So they... interchangeable.
Got it.
Broccoli and
Eon
Wilson.
is them. Okay.
Eon. So Eon holds and maintains total creative control over Bond brand.
Good.
And has been strong in preserving the franchise's quality and exclusivity. Barbara and her half brother Michael G. Wilson are the primary powers of Eon. Also, a fun bit of trivia that was thrown in here, or actually no, because I went and looked him up just for the fuck of it. It's like I always forget their relationship. I know they were both related to Cubby. But I was like, but it's half brother and half sister. Like that's how they're related. But while looking him up, also fun bit of trivia: Michael G. Wilson's father is the first man to ever portray Batman in live action from the 1943 serial.
Really? That's cool.
So first ever live action Batman is the dad of the kid that now, or not even he's old.
He's now protecting Bond.
Yeah, one of the Bond people. Also, apparently, Amazon pissed off Barbara by calling Bond content.
Oh no.
And one unnamed Amazon person even having the gall to pitch her an idea in a meeting that he did not see Bond as a hero. He pitched that to Barbara Broccoli.
I need names.
And at that point, she reportedly said, "These people are fucking morons," about Amazon. So that's the line. This isn't an official quote, but this is the insiders have said that she basically said these people are fucking morons about Amazon.
Yeah, they don't know shit about quality movies.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, is like they can make all the stuff like that. And Mike says in the chat, the Q series will just be ads for new tech stuff sold on Amazon with Justin Long as Q and Sean William Scott as Bond.
Yeah, and they're just talking to their Alexas and shit. So Amazon wants to milk 007, and Eon is about careful stewardship. Also, Eon wants relatively unknown for the next Bond, as is they tend to always do. Bond has never been an established actor.
You go get someone like Pierce Brosnan, who's had like 3 or 4
hardly anything.
Anything.
He was a
Yeah.
large unknown. I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire was in the can, but it hadn't even released yet.
Yep.
Because the kids and all that learned about him getting the part before Mrs. Doubtfire came out, and they were all excited. Oh my God, we just did a movie with him. He's the next
Yeah,
James Bond. Like,
he's the next James Bond.
He had done a little bit, but he was.
No one knew who Daniel Craig was when he started.
No.
When he did Casino
He
Royale.
had done some bit parts here and there. Kid in King Arthur's Court's one of my favorite '90s movies that he was in.
Is he in that?
Uh-huh.
Is
he's,
he really?
He's like the knight that's like in love with the princess.
Oh,
Like the good noble knight that's like helps
dude.
the
It's been a long time since I've thought about a kid in King Arthur's Court.
And Amazon wants a more commercially bankable star to get the role.
No, fuck that. No, dude. Everything that Amazon is, dude. Eon needs to go. Eon needs to go independent and just make their own movies.
The problem is they already signed a distribution contract
Uh-huh.
with MGM before Amazon bought them. So that's how this all started. So, but
And Amazon's not going to let it go because it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to turn it into, is a fucking cash cow. And they're going to be that person in the meme walking there with the buckets to Bond,
And the
and
cow's
everyone's going to hate
yeah.
Bond.
So reportedly, this feud has totally solved the development of the next Bond film, and there's not even a script.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah, that's.
If you know what, honestly, if Bond doesn't get another movie for 15 years,
I'd rather that than what
Amazon's wanting. I absolutely will be fine with what I have Bond-wise, that whole collection, the 50 years of Bond and everything that we have for Bond.
Yeah.
I'll be totally fine with that if Amazon doesn't get their fucking way.
Yeah.
Fuck Amazon.
Agreed.
They can make good stuff. I don't
Yeah.
have a.
They
I'm
can,
Not saying,
but-
I'm not saying that they can't make good stuff, but I'm
No.
saying they are 100% wrong with this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
You don't fuck with Bond.
No, and luckily Eon's got the power and the
Yes,
creative
they got the
control,
creative
to
control.
fight back on this.
Good.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
they'll just sit there and they'll be like, it's either our way or the highway.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to make any money off of this. We'll just sit here.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, allegedly one of the biggest driving forces behind them buying MGM was the Bond contract. Because MGM doesn't own Bond again. It's kind of like Lucas, where Lucas would resell the distribution rights to Star Wars every like 20 years to Fox because he always owned the movies, but Fox bought the ability to like put the VHSs out and stuff. And that's essentially what they've done is they're in a contract with MGM to distribute the films, and then they've changed over the years. It's been different studios and stuff. So the MGM won't be around forever, but it's funny because it sounds like that's one of the main reasons. Kind of like Disney bought Fox primarily because of The Simpsons. It was one of the biggest things. We're like, we're about to launch a streaming thing and we need content, and fucking The Simpsons has got 30-something years with the fucking episodes. Like, that's a cash cow. So
there it is right there. Oh, you want to watch Simpsons? Sign up for Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, exactly. That's why I'll never cancel it. Like, I have Disney Plus. I mean, there's a lot on Disney Plus, certainly, but The Simpsons is always a go-to for me.
Well,
so.
it's also like, dude, I'll tell you right now, Disney Plus got a whole bunch of work with me this last week or so when I watched all 9 Star Wars. I watched Skeleton Crew too, so it's like Star Wars, Simpsons, like Marvel,
X-Men animated series.
I hate to break it to you, Disney Plus is here to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason.
Next up, Christopher Nolan's next film is Homer's The Odyssey.
Oh shit!
Been a lot of speculation about what this movie is. We've obviously talked about the extensive cast it's got.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
There was the thing that was going to be there's going to be
a
a vampire movie in the 20s in New Orleans was one rumor, but it sounds like now he is adapting Homer's Odyssey.
That is awesome.
So this is from Universal's official Twitter, where they describe the film as, quote, a mythical action epic shot across the world using brand new IMAX film technology. The film brings Homer's foundational saga to IMAX film screens for the first time and opens everywhere in theaters July 17th, 2026. So this sounds incredible to me. Last time some brilliant filmmakers adapted The Odyssey we got our brother Robert Dow. So Christopher Nolan adapting The Odyssey. Yes, please.
I'm there for that.
That sounds incredible.
Oh, shit. I forgot one movie on my reading, watching, playing. Or maybe that was last episode. I watched Interstellar for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
My daughter caught the end of it and was like, what's going on? And I kind of like tried to explain it to her a little bit because she's really big into space. And she's like, wow. She was like floored by it.
Yeah.
She's like,
and dude, he spent extensive time with like real like physicists and shit. Like
Yeah.
everything in that movie is as close to reality as a film can get. Like how black holes work, what it would look like, and like just like this. That wasn't a movie where it was just like, yay, sci-fi. No, like there was like
they were like, hey, I need this because I need this scene to be this way.
there were
And
like
it's
Nobel Prize level people on the set that were
Yeah.
like, this is how things need to be.
nope,
like,
not that way, this way.
yeah, so pretty cool. I'm excited for
Yeah.
Mr. Nolan's next film. So
You just reminded me talking about Christopher Nolan. So.
yeah, Michael says if it takes 15 years, I want Craig back as Old Man 007 recruiting his replacement. Wait, he's dead. Never mind. Too soon. I am glad they killed Bond, though.
Yeah.
That's just a ballsy thing that
Yeah.
I'm glad they did. So, the next one is we got rumor that's kind of containing a couple things: Agatha season 2 potentially, and then an update on Vision. The rumor is Agatha is very close to getting a green light for season 2, which we discussed in a previous episode that it was not submitted for awards as a limited series, making a lot of people suspect that they're at least hoping from Jack Schaefer's side to get more seasons. It's meant, like, in her mind, it's a series. Now, whether Disney was to greenlight more, that's up to them, but like her, because she's the one that would submit these things, right? So it's like if she submits it as a series, not a limited series, that gives you the impression that she's got an idea of like, I want to do more seasons. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The leaker also says that he hears that both Vision and Ultron will be obviously in the Vision show. We've already covered that, but that they'll both also appear apparently, allegedly, as humans in the show.
Ultron is a human?
Mm-hmm. Which we've seen, right? Just him as the actor, like when he portrays himself as, what's the actor's?
When do we ever see Ultron?
I mean, in WandaVision for sure. So,
Ultron's in WandaVision?
No, not Ultron, but Vision, and then Ultron will be the same way, where we'll probably see.
Sorry, that's what I was asking. Not Vision. I know
What's his
Vision.
name? What's his name?
Spade?
David Spade. I always forget his fucking name. David Spade.
Yeah.
So we might be seeing David Spade playing a human.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably going to be.
That's what I was asking. Not Vision. Just Ultron. I was like, wait, we've seen Ultron as a human?
No.
Okay. I was like, dude, how the fuck did I miss that?
No. But it's probably going to be in Vision's like mind, because it's probably not going to be. It's probably not going to be real, where it's truly like Ultron as a person. But
watch Vision
whatever.
go into some dark corner of the internet and accidentally find a locked box that contains Ultron.
That's how they do it in every comic.
Yeah,
where
Ultron's
he gets wiped
never
out.
dead.
No, there's always like some airlocked computer that was like on the web, but then got airlocked, and by the time all the Ultrons got wiped out, he was like, there's always a way to bring him back. He's
Mike
like,
says he wants more Ultron, please.
yes, agreed.
A second helping, you might say.
Also, apparently, the Vision showrunner Terry Mateless got the gig because of his work on the brilliant third season Picard, and Feige is an avowed Trekkie, and he even joined Mateless for his 2-hour Star Trek podcast called Inglorious Trek Spurts. So there's a 2-hour Trek podcast out there with Kevin Feige on it. So that's how much of a Trek fan he is, which makes me happy.
That's fun. I never would have pegged Feige as a Trekkie.
It makes sense.
Does it?
Kid growing up reading Marvel comics religiously, watching Star Trek, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Next up, we got a rumor that Daredevil and Born Again is already planning its third season.
Nice.
So there's already an idea being discussed for Daredevil's post-Secret Wars, not only for a third season, but his inclusion in future films as well. But as a bonus rumor, it sounds like Daredevil will not be appearing in Doomsday, because according to the leaker, given the way the first season ends, it's going to be very weird to cut him out of where he's at and have him come do something in the multiverse world and then put him back where he was. So something about how they're going to build Daredevil Born Again might leave it in a way where he might not be included in Doomsday, because it would fuck his story up, right?
Dude, I've had this thought before, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. I'm glad this sparked it. I wonder if we're going to start seeing people just get yoinked.
Yeah.
Like for Secret Wars?
Into Doomsday,
Dude.
and yeah. I do.
Not Doomsday, but I think the people who aren't going to be in Doomsday, you're going to see them just start getting yoinked to Battle World. They're just going to start going.
Well, yeah, because I think Doomsday and Secret Wars will be on Battle World. I think.
You think both of them will?
I think not the Secret Wars. Yes, Doomsday. I think we're going to see it, and we're going to see people. I do. I think a large set piece for both films is going to be Battle World.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't be surprised if you see the end of Daredevil. He's like, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just like.
But it sounds like
it disappears.
It sounds like it won't, though, because it sounds like just where he's at in his story, it's not going to make sense to pull him out into this multiverse thing.
Dude, what if he ends up on Battle World before the end of his season?
I don't know.
Because
of what they're doing, we'll see. But it's an interesting rumor for sure.
Yeah.
Next up, allegedly, we are going to be getting Valentina's entire plan in Thunderbolts.
Okay.
She's been very nebulous about what she's going for, but
hey, you got to use the right name. Thunderbolts asterisk.
Yeah, according to Elaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Right.
She was asked about how the film is different from her previous cameos. She says, quote, "It's a completely different beast. This movie's a real opportunity for me to really explore Val's character. You really get to know what she's made of and a lot of her backstory. She's in it to win it. You're going to see her entire plan unfold," she confirms with a smile. It has a lot of mystery to it, and there's some twists and turns and you don't see coming, which are the best kind. There's a lot of suspense, which is very groovy. So... kind of one thing that
in it to win it.
One-
That's an interesting phrase.
one thing I was very intrigued by is why is this movie coming second versus Cap? I don't know if we've discussed that before or thought about it, but it's like
I think we did.
how they're positioned. You'd
No,
almost think that
we did talk
you'd
about
almost
this.
think Thunderbolts is a little bit
Yeah.
less important, so might come first, and then Captain America would then build towards whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that this one's coming second, let's keep an eye on that.
You brought this up. You brought this up a few episodes ago, where you said like watch Captain America because we saw the end shot of the trailer.
Yeah.
Where he's flying towards the Celestial in the ocean.
Yeah.
Like okay, and we think that the Thunderbolts asterisk is going to be about them.
Yeah.
Getting
it'll be
adamantium kind of thing, a heist or whatnot. What if Captain America is detained at the end and they have to go get Captain America? We had this conversation.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Next up, Black Panther 3 is confirmed. There we go. So a longtime producer, Nate Moore for Marvel, is about to leave and move on to other things. As part of his farewell, Kevin Feige and Luis D'Esposito said in a statement, Nate is a fantastic executive and colleague, as well as a wonderful friend to all of us here at Marvel Studios. He has been here as a core member of our team since 2010, and his influence will continue to reverberate in our storytelling. Although we'll miss him a great deal, we look forward to watching what he does next, while also having a good fortune of working with him in new ways for our next Black Panther movie.
Nice.
So that is, a lot of us probably assumed there was one coming, but that is now official confirmation there is a third Black Panther movie.
Excellent.
He produced the previous two Black Panther films and was a key producer in shepherding the first film to completion. A lot of people think that if he hadn't been involved, there's a chance that would never have got made at the time it got made. So giving him his flowers, they essentially confirmed Black Panther 3. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Next up, Spider-Man 4 allegedly might be including Daredevil and Punisher. So seeing some the street level people.
Oh, okay. What if Daredevil wraps up with him being involved with Spider-Man? We get a Spider-Man cameo in Daredevil at the very end. An end credit scene is Spider-Man.
That would be huge.
That would be amazing
That'd
to
be
see
huge.
that from Sony to allow that to happen. I mean, maybe by that point Marvel's bought Spider-Man back from them because they're fucking idiots.
That would make a lot of sense because those are kind of your general street level Marvel guys.
Yeah.
So that would be
especially with Spider-Man where he's at after No Way Home.
Yes.
He is street level at this point. He's not going to be big picture kind of guy, universe kind of guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then at the end of Spider-Man, that's where they get yoinked.
Again, because it sounds like that other rumor says that Daredevil won't be involved.
Yeah.
Because something about how they're doing their story doesn't really allow for him to. Which I don't know. Does that mean he's in prison or who knows?
What if he's already taken to Battle World? Because I know you said that Doomsday is going to be taking place on Battle World, but with the amount of superheroes that we're going to have,
but I think if he's in Battle World, he'll be in Doomsday. That's why I'm saying where the rumor's saying he won't be in Doomsday because it'll affect what they're doing with his core line. Makes me think that they just got something so big for him that it's kind of one of those things you just can't pull him out because it fucks up what we're doing type thing.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes sense. It's just like sometimes you're just like, God, I want something.
This
but
character's trapped on a boat. He can't be on the mainland.
Yeah.
Participating in the new season.
Yeah, exactly.
The events that are happening in California cannot be happening with this character. He's on a boat headed for Hawaii.
Yeah, something exactly.
Something like that.
Which would be a shame because he couldn't see anything. So what good is Hawaii for a guy like him?
It smells nice.
It smells nice.
There's a lot of flowers there. It smells
man,
nice.
that's great. I was trying to make a blind joke, and you have to try to make it positive. Look at you. Next
the sea
up,
breeze is refreshing.
Next up, rumor: Anya Taylor-Joy is allegedly in talks for a Spider-Man 4.
Oh, okay.
But the role is being held very secretive.
I wonder why.
So, there's been some rumors that Black Cat might be involved.
Black Cat would be amazing.
She'd be a great Black Cat. There's also been some rumors that because of the memory wipes and stuff, that he might end up finding himself a Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
she would not be a bad Gwen Stacy.
No,
so
she would not.
There's some good thoughts for her for sure.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got a rumor that Kevin Feige is not happy with the Spider-Man 4 script. We've already heard positive things about it from Tom Holland, but apparently Kevin is not as happy with it. The rumor is there is a danger of the film getting delayed because Kevin is not happy with the script. There is still time to get it resolved before shooting in mid 2025 is when they're currently penciled into film. But our Spidey sense should be at least somewhat buzzing to the fact that there's a chance of a delay if Kevin's not happy with the script. So again, that's all just a rumor, but who knows? We'll see.
All hell Kevin Feige.
Indeed, I trust him. Next up, a rumor: Sony is considering selling Spider-Man back to
Oh
Marvel.
yeah, I knew it. Yeah, because they fucking suck. There's a debate topic for one of our Geekery abides. Who's a bigger pile of shit, Sony or Amazon?
There's no, not even a question.
I don't know. Amazon trying to fuck with Bond.
That's like one of those like guys comes in and hits 30 home runs, and he just like tries to like pull on the cape of someone that's been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah,
Sony's,
he has one season.
Sony's been shit in the bed for a long time, so Amazon's got to pack their lunch if they think they're going after them. So after an objective,
they're trying.
After an objectively terrible performance of everything they touch, apparently Sony is considering selling. I will say from my side of things, I personally believe this is very hard to believe because it is such a breadwinner and it has been for them that it seems more realistic to me that they might just sign over creative control to Marvel entirely and then
retain the rights of the characters and still make money
and then
off
take
of
a
them.
cut of it. Yeah, like okay, whatever you do, we're keeping 40% of everything you guys make with this character.
Yeah, but you guys can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Why would Feige and Disney not do that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because
it's not like they don't have the cash.
Yeah. I mean, they could buy it. It's just to me, it seems very.
Well, I wonder.
Sony,
I wonder if Sony sets the price way too high.
Yeah,
for buying it outright. But then when they make the deal for, like you said, 40%, all of a sudden that looks okay. But I worry about a deal like that because then Disney will be like, well, okay, so we're not doing Kraven, Rhino, any of these characters at all. We'll have Spider-Man and we'll have him in this. Because we don't want Sony getting a percentage of it. We want to make money still.
That might be part of it, but
Yeah.
I do think that like Feige as a storyteller would probably like having full access to everything there.
He would, but I think that there's still a money side of it where it's like, all right, if I do Scorpion, what if I do Green Goblin again, or Rhino, it's going to cost me X amount, which is going to add to the budget of Spider-Man 5. Whereas I could do this character.
Well, it wouldn't even be part of the budget. It would just be a matter of like whatever your box office take, they're taking 40% or whatever percent of it home, right?
Right.
But I think the only problem is when you look at like a full-on sale, when you go look at Sony's like roster of intellectual properties that they can bank on, they don't have that much.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is their crown jewel.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, like the fact they would sell it seems very far-fetched.
Disney gets the Dark Tower.
This sounds a lot more like fan hoping, and that's turning into a rumor. So who knows? But just to prove that.
How did Sony? No, Fox had Fantastic Four. Never mind.
Yeah. So next, just to prove that Sony shouldn't own it, Sony CEO thinks that Madam Web and Kraven were good movies.
Fuck.
He said about Kraven, probably the worst launch we've had in 7.5 years that I've been at Sony. So it didn't work out very well, which I still don't understand because that film is not a bad film.
I saw the picture of Rhino. That alone made me realize, told me everything I needed to know about that film. That's it. That's all I needed to know about that film.
Yeah.
Is that picture of Rhino that's circulating the web.
And then he says, quote, let's touch on Madam Web for a moment. Madam Web underperformed at the theaters because the press just crucified it. It was not a bad film. It's doing great on Netflix.
Is it? Is it?
He said, quote,
how does he know? Netflix doesn't release numbers.
He said there's a lot more numbers now. And a lot of numbers with streaming is now being tracked by third-party companies too. So it's imperfect. It's nowhere near, well, not that the old Nelson system was perfect, but he said they also did it with Venom, but the audiences love Venom and made Venom a massive hit. These aren't terrible films. They were just destroyed by critics and the press for some reason. So that's his thing, is they were good movies. The press just killed them. And then my part here, like these clowns have a brain. I honestly, though, while prepping this, it actually kind of made me wonder, do they not like comic book movies? And I don't mean this in like a derogatory way. We all have our tastes, but does it come down to someone like that just doesn't like comic book movies, sees them as a lesser thing?
Scorsese kind of take on it.
And so when he looks, because he doesn't like the whole medium of comic book films, does he look down and see Madam Web and Endgame as the same? Because in his mind,
probably.
And I'm not even saying that as a negative. Like, it could very well be. I'm actually trying to be.
It's the meme from The Office. I told him to find the difference between these two pictures.
Yeah.
They're the same picture.
Yeah.
To him, it's the same
To
picture.
him, it's the same.
To us, it's Endgame and Madam Web.
It's exactly. And again, to me, this thought actually is trying to be fair to him. Because it's like, if he truly sees these as good films, maybe he just doesn't see these as any different than other successful films that we all love. and he can't see the difference because they're just. It's kind of like me. Like if you try to show me two anime things, I bet they're the same fucking thing. Now that could be something that's absolutely.
That's the offensive thing to anime people. Is if I showed you Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, you'd say they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But Naruto fans and Dragon Ball Z fans, they're going to crucify you for saying that.
And that's where I'm kind of wondering, is that where he's at? Just trying to give him some credit here because I just don't see how even drugs can get you to this delusion level. So, very interesting.
So I Googled, how is Madam Web doing on Netflix? Because I just wanted to see. And there's the new AI overview for Google, right? I'm just going to read you the last sentence here. Many view it as a guilty pleasure movie on streaming services. So...
yeah.
Maybe it's doing well on Netflix when people are having a drinking game and saying if something makes you cringe or laugh, that doesn't mean your movie's doing well. Yeah.
Mike says surprise face Sony CEO is a company man. There's that too.
Yeah.
So,
he's the Skinner meme. Is it the kids that are wrong?
Yeah.
Is it me that is wrong? No, it's the kids.
Yeah. So rumor Black Widow will potentially be in Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Okay.
So
wait.
If this is
that just clicked. Wait, what?
Yeah. So if this is true, we'll see all 6 of the original Avengers in these films. One extent or another, because we don't know, but Robert Downey Jr. is going to be anything but Doctor Doom. But the rumor is that we're going to be seeing various variants of many characters. So that would allow us to see Johansson back without undoing the sacrifice of Endgame. Also, if we have a lot of variants, is there a chance that Robert Downey Jr. is back in the armor, along with being Doctor Doom? Are we going to be seeing some Iron Man?
Two Robert Downey Jr.'s for the price of one?
Yeah, and maybe more. We got a little bit more to cover here. So the next one here is Doomsday villain rumors. Reportedly in Doomsday, the Avengers will fight evil versions of themselves from other alternate.
I heard about Chris Evans apparently is coming back.
Yes, we covered that last episode.
Yeah, okay, that's where I heard it.
Yeah,
okay.
he's confirmed that he's back. But the rumor is that because there's multiverses that we're not going to see like Dark Avengers and like Captain Hydra instead of Captain America type thing. So with evil variants, it kind of makes me wonder if there's a lot of variants and there's going to be evil versions. There's a chance that we could actually see the 6 original Avengers as Avengers, but we could also see that same 6 as evil versions of the Avengers.
So Dark Avengers. Yeah.
Okay. Along with the fact that Doctor Doom exists and he might be Human Torch for Chris Evans as well. Like we
have no idea what's going to happen.
This whole movie could be fucking nuts.
Mike says casting budget for Doomsday and Secret Wars $1 billion. He said pinky to corner of mouth, so I had to do it for him.
I mean, if you're gonna spend all this money on these actors, you may as well have them all play 3 or 4 different parts.
Well, that's what I said. Robert Downey Jr. 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, why not?
I'm already paying him $10 million. Go ahead and have him play 2 people. Heck, have him play 4.
Yeah. So next up, rumor, who is to blame for the multiverse issues? So this rumor says Avengers Doomsday will focus on who exactly is to blame for the current state of the multiverse. Was it Kang? Was it his variants? Or was it someone else? What I'm hearing is they may be trying to shift the blame on Doctor Strange. I almost said Doctor Doom. And it's a motif that they've been building for a while now, which would make sense going back to Multiverse of Madness, where it's like you're always the danger.
The most dangerous person in the multiverse is Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So, which I almost think that'd be cool if part of this whole Kang getting removed is if they then are able to circle that back and make Doctor Strange kind of the thing that culminates.
He wipes out the Council of Kang.
Yeah.
Like just show him walking out of that chamber where you saw all the kings and there's just dead bodies. You don't have to show who is the dead body.
Yeah.
But you just see nothing there.
Yeah.
He wiped him out.
Even if it's not him wiped out, but if it turns into where it's more like this whole incursion multiverse thing is not Kang's fault, but now it's Doctor Strange's fault for some reason, which he's already done some shenanigans in his last movie like maybe he already sparked this. So could be interesting. And then, quote, the idea is to make Strange the common denominator when it comes to incursions, and a good part of these films is Strange trying to reject that notion that all Stranges are meant to doom the universe by trying to make himself the one who chooses to save it. So that's the rumor. So pretty interesting. So let's jump on over now to the new part. I know that news did go because there's a lot here, but
I need to control my anger.
Well, we also talked about most of these topics too. Versus sometimes with some of the other news topics in the past, we just hit on them and move on. So that still works out. But either way, we got a new thing I want to try out. Just smaller discussions.
Yep.
Before the main topic, the first one, Superman, Batman.
Okay.
A little bit of comparisons I want to do here.
Okay.
As the fandoms primarily.
Sure.
So first, what is the most definitive thing about Batman? What is the core? What makes Batman Batman?
Dark and gritty.
Just as a character.
Oh, as a character?
Yeah, character traits.
revenge,
Justice,
revenge. Justice is a huge justice. You know,
Yeah.
is his thing. Revenge for his parents. But also like the morality of it, never slipping to the dark side, never
Having
crossing that line.
having a
that's
standard-
it. That's the
Mike,
way to put
Mike
it.
says human. Okay, so with that in mind, do they ever do alternate versions where they have a version of Batman that throws that out the window?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely they do.
How often? And what do they what is the
I mean, does it have to be Bruce Wayne? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like
Okay, because Batman in Flashpoint is Thomas Wayne.
yeah,
and
not
that's not Bruce.
Yeah,
but he throws it out the window because Bruce was killed.
yeah.
He was Batman though.
Yeah,
The
I mean-
Batman who laughs, if I remember right, is a murderous psychopath. So
'Kay.
you have different versions of that.
Okay. Is it how common is it?
For what I've read, not very.
'Kay.
It's one of those rules that Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah. So cuz
I mean, that got established later on. I mean, early Batman stuff, he uses a gun to shoot people. So.
yeah. I love the spirit of it. So the reason I ask is because as a Superman fan, I think his core thing is his goodness.
Yeah, he's a Boy Scout.
In light of his power, he's always good and hopeful and
Yeah.
optimistic. The thing that I find annoying is things like Injustice and Red Sun, all these things, or even all these alternate spin-offs like the fucking Homelander and all this other shit. It's always just takes
Brightburn.
it always takes the absolute core of he is and throws it out the window. It just feels like people, most Superman fans don't like it because it's just dumb. It's like you're taking away the core aspect of his character,
Yeah.
and like constantly trying to like make it more interesting. It's like you've removed the only interesting thing about the character.
How interesting would Batman be if his parents were alive?
Yeah, or if he just whatever. I'm just going to be a fucking playboy and just drink and have sex like to cover this pain.
I'm a 100 billionaire. I'm richer than Jeff Bezos kind of guy, and he just doesn't care. There's nothing interesting about that guy.
Yeah, and I just and I get like some people like that don't. I would say generally people that don't understand Superman might find like Homelander and stuff more. Whatever, fine. But like I feel like if you like and understand Superman, the most interesting about him is the fact that because again, I always tell people it's not even about his power because
Yeah.
everyone always focuses on that. But it's like to me, it's like it's not about his power. The power is a secondary thing to the fact that he has all that and still remains
Sure.
the good, hopeful person he is. And I find it weird that even within DC, there's been a number of things where he becomes the big bad of the whole universe because he goes bad for some reason. I'm just like, why does that keep happening? Like you've literally taken the most crucial aspect to him,
Yeah.
removed it, and just turned him into just some.
Because it is the most terrifying scenario. That's the reason why. If you take the most powerful being in the universe and make him bad, that's terrifying. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
There's a no-win situation, but somehow the humans pluck it out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's why alien invasion movies are always so popular. Look at Independence Day. There's no way we could win this. Oh, look, we pulled out a way to win it.
Yeah.
That's what it is it's the humans overcoming an obstacle like that. And that's the reason why Superman turning evil is so popular. Now, is it the best Superman? Absolutely not. It's not even in the top conversations. Anyone who thinks that Injustice or Red Sun is the best version of Superman is wrong.
Yeah.
There is no way that that's better than Christopher Reeves or even the freaking Superman Returns movie. All of those ones are better because it is Superman.
Yeah.
That's where we need to have the conversation about the Zack Snyder stuff. Is like, imagine if Flag was he is a shut up, Mike. God, I have to put up with that on Dark Tower Pullover, not here at Geekery Bites. Gosh.
Oh man. And then also, is there any aspect of like Batman? This secondary, totally separate topic. Is there any part of Batman that like fans debate look wise?
Look wise?
Yeah, like
I mean-
costume design. Do people argue about the colors, blue, black, gray?
How pointy his ears are?
Really?
Yeah. Some people hate the really long ones. Some people love them.
That's interesting because that's one
other people talk about the utility belt. How much of a utility belt? There's ones that have like full tactical vests and everything like that.
So
there is costume aspects.
It's not unique to Superman.
No, it is not. Dude, it happens. It's every superhero.
Superman. It's the
logo
logo on the cape.
Yep.
Is that people love it or hate it? The trunks, There's the boots, how high the boots go.
Yep.
I mean, there's the logo itself. Like I saw people bitching about the corn sweat that the logo's not big enough. Like it gets so, and I guess it's just comic book fans, right? It's just the minutia. But I was just curious because, and then the one thing I wanted to say on the trunk side, I don't see why people are against them. Corn sweat's brilliant. Take aside, I like in a world where he has capes. And all these over-the-top costumes. It's a bright blue costume. He's got a red fucking cape. He's got red boots.
Yeah.
But the trunks, that's going too far.
That's too
Like,
far.
that's just what the fuck
He's
are you?
wearing a fucking cape.
Yeah, what the fuck are you people talking about?
Calm down.
I don't get it. And again, for me,
No capes.
I'm not like the biggest like aesthetic person. I'm not like a designer like Hayden or anything. But there's just part of me when you look at the non-trunk Superman, it's just too much blue.
Yeah.
There's no balance there.
Yeah.
Like you've got to offset.
You got to have something breaking
Like,
it up.
you've
That's
got
why you have Batman with the yellow belt.
Yeah, you've got the red cape, you've got the yellow belt, but you put the trunks too. That is a balanced color look.
Yeah.
Like there's a balance to that, and I think that's why Schuster and then back in the day, that's why they Siegel and Schuster. That's why they probably designed it that way because they
Yeah.
are fucking artists, and they're like. They probably worked on that over time where it's like, okay, how do we
You
balance
got to
this
have
perfectly?
something that breaks up all this blue. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's you go from blue from the neck to the boots. That's too much blue.
And I will say, My Adventures with Superman ruined it.
Why?
The last episode of the second season, something happens and his costume changes and the trunks are gone. And not only that, he gets really blocky shoulders too. It's annoying.
Mike says the belt drives me crazy. He has video game level of gear in those tiny pouches.
He's got Doctor Who technology. on
Dude,
his belt.
he has like what skit is it? There's a skit where someone's like digging through their pockets and they're like pulling out like a bazooka. They pull out like a refrigerator. That's Batman right there for you.
Let me pull my Batwing out of my pocket.
No, he just pulls Alfred out.
All
I'm
right.
sure that's happened in some version of Batman where he pulls Alfred out of his pocket.
I hope so. My next big one here. So this is the last one. All right. So as a preface, the main topic, I want to take a bit of time to reflect on the year that was before we jump into the year that will be.
Yeah.
So each of us did a top 10 geeky things from our this year, 2024. And I think in the future, I want to do this again. I like.
I will
want
be
to
keeping track for 2025.
Not only that, next year we're going to start. I want to do like almost awards for the year.
Okay.
You know, MVP.
Do an award show at the end of the year? Yeah.
Favorite movie, favorite show, maybe best episode, actor, actress,
Okay.
like just not the whole fucking gamut of Oscars,
Yeah.
but just for us, like in the geekery realm, it's too late to have thrown it on you like yesterday, but I do want to do it for 2025, so we'll keep that in mind.
We do have to clarify one thing with this is that I asked you the question, new to me or came out this year? That's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the thing that was decided, maybe you should explain it.
So I think what I just said is like if it is something this year, it should probably have a little bit more precedent. But if it is something that you're doing for the first time, like that's totally fine too because it's our year. But as much as we can, we should try to keep it 2024 if we can.
Yes.
Because I'm with you because my list has some stuff that wasn't necessarily this year. Either,
Right,
so.
and there's two
Honorable
big
mentions.
There's two big ones on mine that are not released in 2024 that came to me.
Yeah. New.
And there's a reason that they're on here now. Though.
Okay.
I have one honorable mention.
Okay. Go on.
Salem's Lot.
Okay.
So that was just really cool to see that on screen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. My.
You want me to?
I've got three. I got three honorable mentions. Star Wars Marathon. I went and had that. Did all 9 movies. I only stayed for 6 because I'm fucking almost 40 and I can't sit for that long in the theaters. It was hard enough to sit through 6 of them. Not that it's hard to sit through them, but it's just a matter of like 6 movies in a row with hardly any break in a movie theater. Like that was easier in my 20s than it is in my late 30s. So
Mike says awards would be so fun. Name them the Tad Tiers.
we'll come up with a name. We'll have to workshop some. My next honorable mention: Lilia's Sacrifice in Agatha All Along.
Oh shit, we're doing like individual moments.
Either.
Oh shit, I just did like full things. I misunderstood the assignment.
I did both back and forth. So, and then Long Legs is my other honorable mention. That was a lot of, and seeing it with Hayden was pretty great. So those are my honorable mentions. Do you want to just go tit for tat back and forth?
Sure.
Each 10. All right. So what do you got for number 10?
I misunderstood the assignment. Like I said,
I thought about it because as I was doing mine, I'm like, wait, some of mine are very specific moments, and then others are like Like I just said, Long Legs.
I did.
It's the movie Long
I did
Legs.
shows, movies, and video
Which
games.
is
Is what I
fine.
did. So I just
fine.
did full things. Number 10 for me is Agatha All Along.
Okay.
So
Okay. For me, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I know.
Okay.
I feel bad because you were not able to play it right now, but
so sad.
this game is absolutely incredible. I've played like what is that, 24 plus 16 and some minutes. Like I played a lot of hours on this game, and I'm almost done with it.
Yeah.
I know that like my next mission, if I engage with it, it'll be the end of the game. Like it'll cascade me through the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get like some of the knickknacks and like the things
You're doing the side
missions.
quests,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
And the collectibles.
this game's absolutely incredible though. I highly recommend it to anyone. It's just
It was very kind of you to try and buy it for me for Christmas. Unfortunately, my computer just is not up to snuff with the new requirements for it.
yeah. What do you got for number 9?
House of the Dragon. This is one of the ones that
Okay.
wasn't new for 2024, but
No, it was. Oh, the whole show.
the whole show.
Okay.
Season 1 did not come out in
Yeah,
2024.
season 2 did though. And
Yes.
which is why. Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't into House of the Dragon. I had no desire to watch it. You talked me into watching it. I watched it and I couldn't stop.
yeah.
And now I'm ready for season 3. I'm so ready for season 3.
Me too.
In fact, a rewatch might be in order before season 3.
Yeah.
Because there's Game of Thrones is
It's complex.
It's complex. Yeah,
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
So
So my number 9 is Oddity, the horror movie. I think it's on Shudder. It's incredible. I
I don't remember this one.
It's I don't know. You probably haven't seen it, but it's
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it, but I don't even know what it's about.
Just look up Oddity.
Okay.
And there's a not a statue-ish type thing that gets delivered to a person's house, and it is a very unsettling movie.
Okay.
I guarantee you that if there ever happens to be a Hayden Reacts YouTube channel, which
Okay.
I don't know, theoretically, I would guarantee you that would be on the list.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, did you look it up?
Sure did.
Did you see that?
The
thing?
fuck is that?
Imagine that getting delivered to your big
No.
creepy house when you live out in the like out in the boonies.
Nope.
And that thing just gets delivered. It's great. What do you got for number 8?
True Detective Night Country.
Okay. No, yeah.
I loved season 1. I loved season 3. I never watched season 2 because you
Good man.
told me not to.
Good man.
Night Country was fucking amazing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. This might be again because I got some moments. This might upset you a little bit, but my number 8's Penguin.
Okay.
So I loved the show. It's
It's phenomenal.
it's more than I expected. I love Colin Farrell. I have since Phone Booth. But I Penguin is one I kind of had like in my heart. I was like, I hope I just don't like find this show mid, and I ended up blowing my socks off. So yeah, what do you got for number 7?
Fallout series
Okay, I still haven't watched that.
on Amazon.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
This is a tandem thing because I got into Fallout over the last few years that the series came out.
Good
So,
culmination.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Also, very well done. If you're not a Fallout fan,
I've heard nothing but good things. Like I've not even heard a single negative about the whole thing. So
it's worth
which
the watch.
for video game people, that's saying something.
Yeah, Mike even says Fallout is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the series was amazing.
Number 7 for me is A Moment. Remember It. X-Men 97.
Okay.
Specifically,
Yeah.
the Remember It.
Yep.
Like that was an incredible episode, man.
Absolutely.
That whole episode, but then that because I mean I've known about that event for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's always what I throw at you when I say Magneto was right, because
Yeah.
like in the comics the same thing happens. Like
Yep.
mutants get an island and they fucking massacre them.
They get annihilated.
And it's like how much more can you get to the realm of like this is what Magneto's been saying for years. Like,
Well,
this-
now it's personal.
yeah.
Kind of
so
thing. Especially for all of us from the 90s that
Yeah.
grew up in the 90s.
yeah, and especially all
So.
you Gambit fans too.
Fuck you.
What do you got for number 6?
Dune 2.
Okay. Dude.
Love. I'm a Dune fan.
Yeah.
It is on my watch. The Dune series.
Mm-hmm.
I did cancel my Max. I did cancel Max HBO, whatever the fuck it's
yeah.
called now. I did cancel it because we had our annual plan coming out in December, and we want to move that away from the holidays. So we're gonna wait a few months and then start up again.
Yeah.
Also builds up what you do, where you cycle streaming services, and
Yeah.
builds up the anticipation to go rewatch stuff.
Yeah.
So when I get Max back, man, I'll probably go rewatch all of the True Detectives. I'll go watch Batman's and Dunes and stuff like
Mike
that.
says it's good, but expect a slow burn, which that's good to know. I haven't watched it yet either.
That's
I
excellent.
haven't dived in yet. My number 6, The First Omen.
That was my number 12 that didn't even make honorable mentions.
That was. I mean, as a horror fan, it was
a fun movie.
It was so good, man.
Hayden with us is.
It's
just
the
always
best
such
since
a
the
treasure.
original too. It's
Yeah.
the best sequel they've ever done for The Omen. And like, if you would have told me when I was walking into that movie theater that I would be saying that on the other side, I would never would have believed you, because it's just one of those ones. Like, we've had so many Omen movies, we have remakes. Like, there's just, it's one of those things. Like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm gonna go see it because it's a horror movie and Hayden's gonna go with us. But like, I didn't have a lot of expectations for it, and it fucking knocked my socks off. Number 5.
X-Men 97.
Okay.
So.
Very fitting. Mine is the Wolverine's masking up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a match there. Close anyway. Number 4.
Fallout 4.
Okay.
First time. So I played Fallout 3. I played Fallout New Vegas a couple years ago, year or two ago, because I got my gaming PC about 5 years ago now, which is why it needs upgrades to play new games. I liked them. They were fun. Fallout series really got me into playing Fallout again, and I played Fallout 4. I'm officially a Fallout fan now.
Yeah.
I fully intend 2025 to either replay 3 and New Vegas and 4, because I just bought the season pass of 4 where there's DLC stuff. Also, they did really cool stuff where they added stuff to the original game, so it changes up how you play, like creation zones and stuff like that. So it made me a Fallout fan.
That's awesome. My number 4, probably put on your list at some point, Late Night with the Devil.
I've never seen it.
I know, you need to.
It's on my. Remember, I started a document that says it's titled "Watch This."
Yeah.
And I have general and I have horror. So
Yeah, Late Night with the Devil, man. I had so much hype on this movie that I actually made it my 31st movie on my marathon. It was the last movie I watched on Halloween. And oh my God, dude. It lived up to the expectations. David Dashmalian, and it's just, you know me, I love possession stuff.
Yeah.
And it knocked it out of the park. So, number 3.
Yellowstone,
Okay.
getting the culmination, final
Finishing it off.
half season,
Yeah.
for season 5, to be able to finish it off and see what happened and everything like that. I do feel a little bit rushed at the end.
Yeah.
Last couple episodes might have been a little bit rushed. Maybe you should have worked things out with Costner so that it was a little bit more fleshed out and everything. But they did what they had to do, and honestly, I feel like it left on a spot where if I go back and rewatch Yellowstone in 2 years, I'm going to be satisfied. I'm not going to be pissing and moaning that that's how they ended it, kind of thing.
Not a Game of Thrones.
Not a Game of Thrones, not other things that have been canceled. My wife has one that really pisses her off every time I bring it up. It's My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Left on a fucking cliffhanger, and then they canceled it, and they're not doing anything with it.
Yeah. My number 3, the Billy reveal in Agatha.
Yeah.
That was just, it's just a weird thing, because Magneto's my all-time favorite. It's because of that I became a Scarlet Witch fan. And then down the road, because of that I became fans. And I don't like speedsters that much, man. They're just not that interesting to me. So I never liked Quicksilver, and I never liked her kid that's the speed. It's just not even cosmic, but like the magic stuff is just way more interesting to me. So I've always loved that character too. And so to see him, the full reveal, the full costume, it was just geek moment for me. Audibly geeked out when we watched the episode. So number 2.
The Penguin.
Okay. And mine,
what needs to be said besides what I said when we talked about it is that that is the most brutal Batman villain ever put to film.
Yeah, for sure. Mine is Robert Downey announced as Dr. Doom.
Oh, yeah.
That was, just mind-blowing.
Robert Downey coming back is just fucking huge.
And in that role,
Yeah.
And number 1?
Deadpool and Wolverine. Just the whole thing. I don't think you understand how much of a fan of Deadpool I am now. Like, I know there's some trepidation from your side because of how popular he got and why he's popular, but seeing him with Wolverine, seeing all the fucking cameos, and then the Fox thing at the end, where it's kind of like it's the end and everything like that of Fox, and but now Deadpool's in the MCU, and we are going to see him again, maybe not in his own movies, maybe more in like cameo kind of stuff, which would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
My wife is 1,000% right, and I will die on this hill with her. he should be the new Stan Lee. There should be a fucking Deadpool cameo in every single fucking Marvel movie going forward. I don't fucking care if he's sitting in his mask outside of a cafe reading a newspaper, and
I mean,
someone runs past him and just kind of looks at him funny. I don't care.
The thing
that's
is,
all you need.
don't even need him. He could just do the voice,
Yeah.
right?
Just voice it, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we'll
like,
have someone play. Get the guy to dance for him.
Yeah,
and
well-
just have him fucking dancing in the background of some scene. You know, absolutely. Deadpool and Wolverine was my number one.
and my number one, this is not recency bias, Superman trailer.
I mean, there's a reason, dude. He's your favorite superhero of all time.
Yeah, like I joked with people because I ended up taking that day off, and I told people it's because of Superman trailer. It wasn't. I just my whole goal was to get enough work done that I could take that day off and not feel like I'd be behind come January 6th. But I got my work done, so that was it. But I used a joke with everyone, and I didn't tell a lot of people it was a joke. But I'm like, oh, Superman trailer comes out, I got to take the day off.
Yeah.
And so there's probably some people at work that think I legitimately took it off. Now, I will admit, my day would not have been productive had I been at work that day.
No, you would have been sitting there watching it.
Watching it multiple times. So,
Get you going forward frame by frame.
as always, Tad's list is a bunch of happy-go-lucky list of
Cheery stories.
cheery stories.
I sense sarcasm for some reason.
I mean, yeah, you got Penguin, you got horror movies, you got...
Long legs.
I mean, Gambit dying, that's a...
Shame.
All right.
You deserve shame for that.
So, let's see. We ended up going way longer with those two things. I guess news got to be pared down more if we're gonna have those minor
Yes, it
discussions.
is.
But I'll just hit a couple video games and then I'll move into the TV and movies. GTA 6, 2025, allegedly. Video games are always kind of nebulous whether they'll actually come out or not.
Is there an actual release date for that?
No.
No.
Everything. There's only a couple things on my list here that have dates for games, but I'm gonna parse this list down a little bit because of the time constraints, which is fine. Neither of us are the same gamers that we were in the old days.
Yeah.
But the other one I wanted to mention is Spider-Man 2 is coming out on PC on January 31st.
Is it really?
That's what my findings were. So yeah.
You're fucking kidding me.
No. So that is what I was going through a number of lists to find. So yeah, that is what it is saying. So yeah, let's jump over to
It shows it on Steam.
figured you might. If I would have known that, I probably would have got you that for Christmas, but I had already,
Can I like pre-order it or
maybe, I don't know. Okay, so
Sorry.
let's go to TV. I'm just going to kind of go in order. So these are the ones that kind of I have on my hit list, and I think that you might be interested in or whatever. But there's a lot of cool stuff coming out. The first one is Lockerbie: A Search for Truth, and this is going to be on Peacock. Pan Am Flight 103 exploded over Lockerbie 38 minutes after takeoff on December 21st, 1988, killing 259 on board and 11 on the ground. Dr. Jim Swire loses his daughter, Flora, and seeks justice with his wife, Jane. And this is starring Colin Firth. So, sounds interesting. It's a limited series with 5 episodes. Starts on January 2nd on
Lockerbie?
Peacock. Lockerbie, A Search for Truth. The next one here is Netflix, and it is American Primeval. This is one of the most anticipated ones for the early year. This is America, 1857. Up is down, pain is everywhere, innocence and tranquility are lost. Are losing the battle to hatred and fear. Peace is shrinking minority, and a few possesses grace, even fewer compassion. There is no safe haven in these brutal lands, and only one goal matters: survival. And the more I looked into this, it sounds like there's I don't remember if the main characters are Mormon pioneers or aligned with them and moving across. So it almost feels like 1883-ish type, like brutal West.
Well, the big thing also, and you weren't raised Mormon, but the big thing
yeah, thank you.
What's up?
I didn't move the slide.
Oh, gotcha.
I did that on a couple episodes ago. I forgot the slide for the last thing, so sorry about that.
No
yes.
The big thing with the Mormons moving west is that they were leaving persecution behind. They had people murdered. The prophet Joseph Smith, you know that much at least, was murdered, but it wasn't just him. Like, they were being persecuted for their religious beliefs. That's why they left Nauvoo and Missouri and some other places. So going west, they didn't get nearly as much help as other pioneers did. Just settlers going west looking for gold and stuff like that.
And I don't remember if they again or if they're just like traveling with them or if they're themselves more. But either way, this sounds like a very gritty, brutal Western type thing.
What was it called?
American Primeval, and this is 6 episodes miniseries on Netflix. The next one is The Pit on Max. The daily lives of healthcare professionals in Pittsburgh Hospital as they juggle personal crises, workplace politics, and an emotional toll of treating critically ill patients, revealing the resilience required for their noble calling. The main thing here is Noah Wilde, I think, which was the young guy in ER to start, but he ended up becoming the main character of ER, is the star of this show. So him playing an ER doctor all these years later after being the iconic long-standing, it's kind of like Alan Alda and MASH, right? Like there was other actors that ended up falling away, but the one guy that stayed consistent, that's kind of his character. So this just sounds like kind of a medical drama ER stuff. Next up, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus. The animated series follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man in the MCU, the journey unlike we've ever seen in the style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. I also heard recently that they're basically saying this is not MCU canon now, which makes sense because the whole premise is Norman Osborn is in his apartment, not Tony Stark. So I was always wondering, like, how are you going to do that if you're saying this is like canon MCU?
Yeah.
So they're breaking it away. That starts January 29th.
Oh, that's another thing I've been watching. What If?
Oh, I'm still behind. I haven't watched season 2, so I'm behind on that.
Gotcha.
Next up, Zero Day, Netflix. In the midst of a crisis, how can we discover the truth when it seems that the world is being destroyed by uncontrollable forces? Also, to what extent are conspiracy theories our own invention or products of our imagination? And this is Robert De Niro playing the president.
Oh.
So this was his first prestige television thing called Zero Day, which is a term for hacking. Zero Day exploit means like it's a exploit in a system that has not been revealed to anyone yet. So it sounds very interesting. February 20th. It's a miniseries, 6 episodes. And then Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. Not a lot we need to say about that. March 4th. Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV Plus. Andrew Cooper is coming to terms with his divorce. He's also a hedge fund manager who's recently been fired in disgrace from his job. So to maintain his lifestyle, Coop resorts to stealing from the homes of his neighbors in an exceedingly affluent Westmont village, only to discover that the secrets and affairs hidden behind those wealthy facades might be more dangerous than he even imagined.
Did you just say the character's name is Coop Cooper?
No, Coop is his nickname.
Yeah. So Coop from basketball?
Friendly Apple is that? Yes, I wanted to verify. It's John Hamm is the lead.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Andor season 2. Don't need to say a lot about that.
Yep.
Pretty excited. April 22nd. Alien Earth on FX. That one I'm excited for. That one just says summer. There's no date on that one yet, but it is summer. Eyes of Wakanda on Disney Plus. Wakandan warriors who through history have traveled the world retrieve dangerous vibranium artifacts. August 6th. 4 episodes, miniseries, animated. Then on October 3rd, we got Marvel Zombies on Disney Plus. Reimagines the Marvel Universe's new generation of heroes battle against the ever-spreading zombie scourge. That is 4 episodes long.
Nice.
In December sometime, we got Wonder Man for Marvel. Hollywood actor Simon Williams is thrust into the world of superheroes as he gets powers of his own and becomes a new superhero, Wonder Man. That'll be 8 episodes long. The Last of Us season 2 is coming out. We don't have a date on anything else the rest of the way. These are all TBD. TV doesn't lock dates in like movies, so there's times we probably won't find out about a lot of this stuff till spring, like the dates. But Last of Us is coming out this year, season 2. Poker Face season 2.
Still haven't watched that.
Looking forward to that. Stranger Things final season is coming out on Netflix. So Last of Us is HBO, Poker Face is Peacock, Stranger Things is Netflix, obviously. Welcome to Derry coming to HBO. Looking forward to that. Ironheart to Disney Plus miniseries, 6 episodes, no date yet. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the new Game of Thrones show that takes place after House of the Dragon, but
Before Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah, quite a bit before. From what it sounds to me like, if I understand this correctly, this takes place very shortly after like the dragons are done. Like
they're after they die.
yeah, but it's like that's still very fresh in everyone's minds. So that's kind of that gives you the timeline of it all. Next up, Vince Gilligan's TV series for Apple TV Plus. Nobody knows anything other than Ray Seahorn is starring, and it is a sci-fi series. That's allegedly coming out this year. Spider-Man Noir on Prime is also allegedly coming out this year, the live-action one with Nick Cage. The Paper The Peacock Show, which is the same crew as Dunder Mifflin now. The same crew that made Dunder Mifflin famous now finds a new subject in a struggling historic Midwestern newspaper, with the publishers trying to revive it using volunteer reporters. This is the follow-up to The Office. This is like the spin-off, whatever you want to call it.
Not a sequel.
No, I mean, because it's like the whole premise is it's the same crew, like there's people wondering if like there'll be like small crossovers, because like also if you're a newspaper you might have to buy paper, so who knows. But that's the new Office revival. The King of the Hill revival also allegedly coming out this year. Death by Lightning on Netflix. Death by Lightning dramatizes the stranger than fiction true story of the 20th president James Garfield, played by Michael Shannon, which is why it's on my list. And admirer Charles Gutiérrez, played by Matthew McFadden, which you know from Deadpool and Wolverine. He's the one behind it all, the one that gets finger fucked in the head.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he was also in Succession, but he was an admirer of Garfield, but ends up assassinating him. So that's an interesting thing there.
Like the Lennon guy, the guy who killed John Lennon was a super fan, wasn't he?
No,
like a stalker.
No, he didn't. I don't think he liked him. Like
I
he
thought
stalked
did.
him and stuff, but yeah, no, he was.
Oh, okay.
And then there's some other big ones I'm not really into either, because I haven't watched the earlier seasons of stuff or whatever. But The Americans is a new like documentary with Tom Hanks narrating that's covering the entirety of America, kind of David Attenborough type thing. That's coming out. The Studio on Apple TV Plus follows a legacy Hollywood movie studio struggling to survive. And this is Seth Rogen starring, but apparently there's a bunch of like Martin Scorsese has a cameo in it. There's a bunch of like great filmmakers and stuff that have cameos in it. So it's got that. Severance season 2 for Apple. I haven't started that yet. The Night Agent season 2, also not started that. But apparently The Night Agent is one of Netflix's most successful things they've ever had so far, which is wild. It's about a low-level FBI agent works in the basement of the White House, manning a phone that never rings until one night it does, propelling him into a conspiracy that leads all the way to the Oval Office. So,
I saw a trailer for that.
yeah, the second season's coming out, but apparently Netflix is saying it's one of their most successful things in their history. So, Yellow Jacket season 3 on Showtime, White Lotus season 3 on HBO, Handmaid's Tale season 6 on Hulu, The Bear season 4 on FX, and Wednesday season 2 on Netflix. So, those are that's TV. We still some movies where I wanted to spend more of the time anyway. So
the big ones.
Let's see. What are we talking about here?
We were talking about fans killing, assassinating. My wife says the lady that killed Selena was like that. I was reminding her that, not reminding her, but also adding that she was also like a manager of like a fan club where it was ripping off fans.
Yeah, I remember that.
So when Selena confronted her, that's when she shot her.
Yeah. So I'm going to cover these bottom ones I have that are kind of like almost my honorable mentions. These are ones I'm not. They're not for me, but they're ones that other people might be interested in. Snow White live action March 21st. The Minecraft movie April 4th.
That one I will be seeing with my daughter. For sure.
How to Train Your Dragon June 13th.
Fuck yes.
Jurassic World Rebirth July 2nd.
No, thank you.
Tron Ares October 8th or 10th. I know a lot of people. I just never watched the second one. Tron,
like with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
So this is the third one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a second one.
Yeah, came out like fucking ages ago. It was actually good.
Wait, was that the okay?
So
wait, there's the original Tron back in like the 80s, right?
Yes.
And then there was the one with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, he was in the original too.
And so he was in the original. So that was the second one.
Yes, and then this is the third one.
Okay, I thought you were saying that Jeff, like the new one, had a sequel that I missed. Okay.
No. And then Paddington in Peru on February 14th. Lilo and Stitch live action.
CG
May 23rd. Zootopia November 26th. And then SpongeBob.
Wait, Zootopia live action or Zootopia 2?
Maybe it was 2. Maybe I just forgot to type a 2. And then SpongeBob the movie, The Search for SquarePants, December 19th. Those are the ones I'm not really caring as much about. But
yeah, it's Zootopia 2. Okay.
But now to the movies that
Tad cares about.
Yeah. And I think that there will be a number of these you'll end up in the
No, I'm not going to care about any of these, Tad.
Number 1, Wolfman.
Nope, absolutely not.
January 17th.
I'm glad that you missed it earlier when I said the first thing I'm going to be seeing in theaters is The Monkey in February.
That's incorrect.
I said that earlier. You didn't correct me, so I'm sorry. I'm busy that
also,
week.
I'm sad to say the full moon is actually the 13th, so it's 4 days earlier than.
Oh, thank God.
Than.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not seeing the movie with you.
Oh,
so
yes, you will, sir.
Okay.
That looks really fun. And then my next one is Companion. You guys just saw the trailer with us.
Yeah, Nosferatu, yeah.
I don't even know what to say. Like, there's no plot synopsis for it, but that trailer looks fucking wild.
It was unreal.
It just looks like the perfect, like, upsetting, weird-ass fucking... I don't know. It just looks incredible.
No idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Lydia says you're going, too, so guess that settles that.
No. No.
2026, Peter sees the Symbol Monkey meets Wolfman. There we go.
Oh, God, no.
There we go. And maybe
Let them fight.
maybe throw in a lion and a graboid,
God. This is my nightmare.
and a penguin.
Ah! Too far. Too far.
Oh
Too far.
man, I sent you that video of Danny DeVito. The penguins, my babies,
Ugh.
had so many of them.
Disgusting.
Next up, Captain America: Brave New World.
Nah.
Yeah,
I'll be
I'm
there.
pretty stoked for this.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's the Marvel stuff for sure. Next up, The Monkey, which we just had a clip for, which I'm so happy about.
I know we didn't talk about it on this show, but if you are a fan of gruesomeness, go watch the clip for The Monkey that the director, what was his name again?
Osgood Perkins.
Osgood Perkins does a little intro.
He goes
for.
by Oz.
Of course he does. Go watch it. It's good.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. That clip just came out a few days ago. I just saw it today for the first time. It's weird because I only saw headlines for it. Like right before the Discord, I was doing the prep, final prep for the Dark Tower show, and I saw like the email for it. I was like, oh, cool, there's a new clip for The Monkey, and then it came into the Discord and stuff. Then it was like the day after Christmas. I'm like, how did it take this long for any of us to? Unless they posted on day after Christmas and then didn't make it public until today.
Yeah.
So
that could have happened.
yeah, I think that does happen a
But
lot.
yeah, we didn't cover that because it's a Stephen King adaptation. So
Yeah. And then this is a Black Bag, which is, I think this is the new Michael Fassbender CIA movie.
Oh, okay.
When intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse is suspected of betraying the nation, her husband, also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or his country. March 14th. So yeah, I'm sorry. Also, Wolfman's January 17th. The Companion is January 31st. Captain America is February 14th, and The Monkey is February 21st. And then March 14th is Black Bag, and then Novocaine. Did we see a trailer for that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so that's also March 14th. The girl of his dreams is kidnapped. A man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her. And this is Jack Quaid.
Damn.
So, yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. Maybe we did see a trailer for that.
I've seen a trailer for it. I just didn't know if we saw it the other night or not. But
That sounds familiar.
yeah, like you can't feel pain. Like
Yeah.
that's, which I've actually seen. There's real people like that.
Yes,
And
there is.
It's actually quite.
They have to be careful.
Yeah, it's
Very
quite,
careful.
Yeah, quite a hindrance to
Yeah.
things. Next
They
one.
don't know if they broke a bone unless
Yeah.
it's like hindering them moving.
Yeah. This next one's one that I had on my list since last year, but it got delayed. It's called Alto Knights. So Vito Genovese and Mark Costello, a pair of Italian-Americans who run two separate crime families in the mid-20th century. Genovese attempted to assassinate Costello in 1957, although Costello retired from the mob. So, mafia movie, written by the guy that wrote Goodfellas and Casino.
Oh.
So that's not too bad.
Okay.
But the real spin here, Genovese and Costello, both played by Robert De Niro.
Same person playing both characters.
I have no idea how that works.
I would expect that of Gary Oldman, but De Niro? Okay. All right, Robert.
And it's funny because when I put it on my list last year, I didn't even know about the De Niro thing. It was this year when I was moving it over, and I went and looked it up to see, is it still on this year's calendar? And
Yeah.
it was. And I saw, oh, De Niro, cool. And I was like trying to figure out, like, hey, it's going to be a two-hander, right? You got these two mob bosses. Okay,
Yeah.
De Niro's the one. Who's
So who's the other
Who's the other guy? And I was like looking on the main IMDb page. There's like nobody listed. I'm like, what the fuck?
They don't have him cast?
Nobody's cast for this dude. So I open up the like full cast listing on IMDb, and then on De Niro's it showed both names.
Oh,
And I Googled it because I'm like, there's no way that's right. And it's like,
it was?
yeah, De Niro, first time De Niro's ever done a dual role in a
Interesting.
film. And I'm like, playing opposing mob bosses.
Interesting.
Like, okay, that sounds pretty fucking cool. Next one, Drop. This one sounds really fun.
That's the undersea one, right?
So this is Alto Nights is
Oh.
March 21st. And then this is April 11th. So drop. A widowed mother on her first date in years who arrives at an upscale restaurant where she is relieved that her date, Henry, is more charming and handsome than she expected. But their chemistry begins to curdle as Violet begins being irritated and then terrorized by a series of anonymous drops to her phone. Like airdrops.
Yeah.
And including, from what I understand from other synopses, that like her daughter is being threatened. So it kind of gets into the realm of like, have you checked on the children? That movie, as well as I saw another one saying that like it's threatening her babysitter and her kid, and she's being told she has to kill the person she's on a date with.
Oh my God.
So like, either way, this sounds incredible. It sounds like a great thriller. Yeah. I always love that, have you checked on the children? Like, that's just such a cool, like, the calls coming from inside the house type thing. So doing that with the modern age with, like,
airdrops,
shit getting airdropped to your phone, like, that's pretty cool. The Ritual. Doesn't that just sound fun?
No.
2 priests, one questioning his faith and one reckoning with the troubled past, must put aside their differences to save a possessed young woman through a difficult and dangerous series of exorcisms.
So The Exorcist.
But one of the priests is played by a little-known actor you might have heard of called Al Pacino.
Pacino doing an Exorcist movie. All right.
I mean, that's where I'm just like...
Get the fuck out! He starts punching the girl.
I mean, when I hear possession, I'm like, I'm there. But, like, exorcism, like, whatever. But then it's like Al Pacino, I'm like, fucking sold. Like, if there was even the slightest doubt, like, that's out the fucking window now. So the next one is Mickey 17. This was also actually supposed to be last year, but it got delayed. Adapted from the novel Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. This stars Robert Pattinson as an expendable, a disposable crew member on a space mission selected for dangerous tasks because he could be renewed if his body dies, with his memories largely intact. One regeneration, though, things go very wrong. And this is, oh God, I thought I took it down. It is, Bong Joon-ho, which is the director of Parasite. This is his follow-up to Parasite, which obviously won an Oscar, and he's kind of whatever. So this sci-fi Pattinson thing is kind of the follow-up. So pretty highly, I mean, people were pretty bummed that it got delayed last year, so I think this will be a big one for the year. So April 18th, that's kind of the kickoff of summer. Again anymore. So we talked about that on the last episode or our last show, where it just seems like summer just gets earlier and earlier. And The Ritual's a horror movie on the 18th as well. So you got 2 different movies coming out that one, but yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Largely intact seems like an important part.
Yeah.
And then we got Thunderbolts on May 2nd. A group of supervillains are recruited to go on a mission for the government. Sounds like a lot of fun. I brought it up though earlier. I am still perplexed why this one's coming second. I feel like that's something I missed. I've just been... Now, I do think that Cap's going to be going and gathering the Avengers this entire year. I think every television thing and every movie, there's a potential for Cap to show up.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, I don't know, because that's a different universe, so I don't know how that works. But I have a feeling that by the end of this... like, a year from now, we're going to have an idea of who the Avengers are going into 2026. So...
Well, we're going to have to. I mean, that's Doomsday.
Exactly, but and that's what I mean, because there's we went into Infinity War with no Avengers, right? The Avengers had broken up and stuff, so
we kind of had like an idea that they were still out there, though, with Cap with the cell phone sent to Robert Downey Jr. So
yeah, now this is one that I know we're all gonna have to go see.
Okay,
Lydia, you better be listening. It's called Clown in a Cornfield.
Clown in a Cornfield. Go on.
A fading Midwestern town in which Friendo, the clown, a symbol of bygone success, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. Go ahead and Google that. Just see the poster.
Okay, hold on.
I should have thrown it in the chat or in the slideshow.
Clown in a cornfield.
There's a really wonderful image that's like they've created like the cornfield to look like the clown. I thought that was the poster. It's also, I think it's also based on a book or a comic book or something.
The cover of the book is that way.
Okay.
So
Mike says, "LOL, take Hayden." Oh yeah,
we will.
Oh, we'll definitely all go, right, Lydia?
If I have to do fucking Wolfman, you're doing Clown in a Cornfield.
I mean, the funny thing is, all I saw was the title, and I'm like, yes. And I'm like, hey, let me click on it and see what this is about. And it's like, okay, good, it is a horror movie. Like, that would have been really fucking terrible if I signed up for it. It turned out to be like some chick flick about some like sad clown in a cornfield because his wife died or something.
She can say no all she wants, but if I'm going to fucking Wolfman, she's going to this.
Oh man. And then next up, Final Destination Bloodlines on May 16th. That was May 9th, by the way, for Clown in a Cornfield. So Mike says binge it the night before and have a sleepover at Tad's house.
Yeah, then he can deal with my wife's night terrors.
I do have some assorted clowns around the house.
That's true, you do.
It's always fun. But yeah, so that's May 9th, and then the 16th, Final Destination Bloodlines. Probably it's been almost a decade since the last Final Destination.
It has been 13 years since the last Final Destination.
Jesus Christ.
You want to know how I know that?
You know, it's because that was like profitable as all hell in the early 2000s. It's just wild that it one, that it fell off that long, but two, that it's only now that we're getting a reboot or like whatever it is. Like, because like Saw, that had a little bit of a respite, but then there's been like 3 or 4 Saw movies on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And like this, as big as it was, they've not.
Yeah.
13
years.
It's just wild.
Yeah, so the first date me and my wife had was to go see the last Final Destination movie. My wife does not like Mike's idea. He says it's the only kind he has. Bad ideas.
And then next up, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, May 23rd.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. I mean, these movies are incredible. I do need to rewatch the last one, though. I know it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, so that'll be great. May 30th, Karate Kid Legends.
Which sounded so dumb until you saw the trailer.
Well, especially because I saw like Jackie Chan. I'm like, oh, so it's the fucking shitty Will Smith, like kid bullshit. But then I saw the trailer. I can't remember if I watched it myself or whatever. But then it was like, oh, it's him, but there's like another kid and him, and then Ralph Macchio. It's like kind of merging it all. I'm like, okay,
it's making a Karate Kid universe.
Yeah, I was like, that actually sounds kind of cool. So I'll probably go see that. Also on that same day, Life of Chuck. New Stephen King one. Looking forward to that. Can't wait to see
Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston do some tap dancing.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. That he allegedly tap danced holes into his shoes.
Yeah.
So that sounds fun. Next up, Ballerina, an assassin, and this is the new John Wick spinoff.
Yeah.
An assassination trained in the traditions of Ruska Roma organization sets out to seek revenge for her father's death. This is June 6th. I'm really not super stoked on this, but honestly, like the goodwill that the other John Wick movies have bought, like I'm like, okay, I'll give you this one. Like, I don't know how about these spinoffs, but I'll at least give you the first one to see. Like, you earn it, because like every John Wick movie's been incredible. Have you watched the fourth one?
I still haven't. I'm putting it on my list right now.
Okay, because dude, I'll tell you, the fourth one's my favorite of the whole series.
Okay,
I think it's the best one, and Mr. Skarsgård is in it.
Good old Billy Boy.
I think he's the best villain in the whole run of movies too.
Okay.
He's incredible. So next up we got June 20th, 28 years later. Group of survivors of a rage virus lives on a small island. When one of the groups leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, that he discovers secrets, wonders, horrors that have mutated not only the infected but other survivors.
Did you watch the trailer for that one?
Not yet.
It's weird looking and it looks good.
I need to still see the second one. I've only seen the first movie.
I haven't seen the second one. I'm very curious how they explain that the virus is still alive.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the first movie, they made it seem like everyone was starving to death that had the virus because they're not eating.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably rewatch both in the next 6 months before this comes out.
Okay.
And just so I'm prepped, because like, yeah, I enjoyed the first movie a lot, so I do want to see the second movie, and then it'll lead right into this one.
Yeah.
So, Mike says I love the Fast Infected movies. I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed the first one quite a bit. So
Yeah.
I did think during COVID in those early stages when I was like, oh my god, like all the streets are empty. I'm like, this would be the perfect time to film
Dude,
a post-apocalyptic movie.
The fucking shots of Vegas were the ones that really, really freaked me the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
And then Vegas and Times Square.
Yeah.
Seeing those two places completely fucking empty gave me such Stand vibes from.
Yeah.
Oh god.
My Life for Him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Megan 2 on June 27th. Can't wait
Still
for
haven't
that.
seen Megan.
It's a fun one. It's kind of horror, but there's a cheekiness to it that it isn't like Child's Play, I guess. I expected kind of more of a Child's Play movie, and I didn't let myself be let down by it being different, because it was just, it had a little bit more of a comedic horror vibe.
Yeah.
So next up, Untitled musical. Matt Stone and Trey Parker musical.
Yeah.
So Paramount's head has also recently said it's the funniest and most original script that he's read. So that's got some hype to it. There was a small part of me that had hoped that this was a secret Book of Mormon being made into a movie.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's not, so sad day. But I'll still go see it because these guys are brilliant. So
I still need to go see the Book of Mormon.
that's on July 4th.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
Oh boy,
And then Superman, July 11th.
dude, the movie of the year already for you, right?
It's top of my list for sure.
You got a countdown for it yet?
No, not yet. I mean, I don't do Team America 2. Please follow the Disney or follow Disney with real life actors. I just think those two are just so brilliant. I can't wait to see what
They're
they do.
so funny.
A week after Superman, we got I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
The synopsis is funny. A group of friends are terrorized by a stalker who knows about their gruesome incident from their past. I'm like, is that not just the first movie?
That's the first movie.
But either way,
Well, I mean,
we got,
that's kind of the premise, right?
yeah, we got
Like,
Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. returning, so that's July
Yeah.
18th, as well as got a young cast. They'll probably be legacy characters. But
Yeah.
Fantastic Four: The First Steps on July 25th.
Jesus Christ, you get Fantastic Four and Superman in the same month? You spoiled fucking bitch.
Those are probably my top two as well. Because
I know. That's why I'm calling you spoiled. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's great.
God. Of course Tad gets that.
Next up, the Battle of Vatican Cross. And this is allegedly not a war movie, but DiCaprio, and this is very secretive. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie with DiCaprio, and it is being allegedly called a crime drama thriller. I don't know how you call a battle something a crime movie, but Paul Thomas Anderson's pretty great, and DiCaprio
Is DiCaprio.
yeah, when are you going to miss on him? So August 8th. Also on August 8th, this is one that might surprise you on my list. Freakier Friday.
No. It's Jamie Lee Curtis, isn't it?
She is a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna is now has a daughter and a soon-to-be stepdaughter. As they navigate the challenges that come with two families merge, Tess and Anna discover that lightning might strike twice. So.
Yep. Mike asked the real question, Tad. Fantastic Four and Superman open on the same day. Which are you seeing first? You're going to see both of them, but which one do you see first?
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, I'd probably be Fantastic Four because I'd be going with the group.
With us.
So, and we usually go with like literally the first showtime of Thursday before the opening.
Yeah.
So there'd be no way for me to sneak Superman in first on my own. I mean, I don't know. I don't know whatever our whole group's if the interest in Superman or not. But
Me and my wife are there.
okay, I'm sure Hayden will be too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of copping out by saying because of our group, it'll probably be because I think our group would
All of us would want to see Superman too.
yeah, our group would probably pick Fantastic Four though. The MCU thing
MCU.
would probably win it out, but
MCU over DC.
I might be trying to petition us and say Crypto. Let's go see Crypto
Let's go
first.
see the good boy.
I'd probably want to see Superman first, just because
Yeah.
like there's something about it. I
You
don't
would
know.
want to, but
Yeah.
would you?
It'd be a matter of if I can convince the group to.
All right. What if there's no group? What if
Superman.
What if we're on vacation and Hayden's overseas?
I'd do Superman, and it would be like immediately like as
Like
soon as
walk out of Superman, go to the bathroom, walk into Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
I would stagger them to where I would not be leaving the theater until I've seen both, but I'd watch.
You wouldn't
Superman
even
first.
turn your phone back on. You
No.
would just
No, go get new popcorn, go to the bathroom, and then
Yep.
go to the theater and
'Kay.
go with it.
see.
The Conjuring: Last Rites, the final Conjuring,
Yeah.
proper movie. I don't know if they're going to still do spin-offs. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine take on the one last terrifying case involving a mysterious entities that they must confront. September 5th.
September 5th. Mike says, so Tad finally sleeps in August. August is your recovery month?
I mean, no, well,
Fantastic Four, the end of August, end of July, right?
July. Yeah, I mean, July is going to be busy for
Yeah.
sure.
And then you sleep in August and come back for September for spooky season.
Yeah, I guess so. Next
August is still that down month, isn't it?
next up on September 19th,
Your birthday.
one called Him.
Uh-oh.
Sports horror movie about a legendary quarterback that is tasked with training a rising young athlete who goes to train at an aging athlete's isolated compound. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what a sports horror movie
I mean,
is.
you say the word compound,
But-
and all of a sudden I start thinking cults.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but it's also starring Marlon Wayans.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very intrigued by that. Next up, this one's going to be fucking great and hilarious. Roofman. This is a true story about a spree robber who entered businesses through their roofs and robbed them. You may remember this. He did a number of businesses, but McDonald's was his main. He broke into like 40 or 50 McDonald's or something crazy. This hit the news big in the early 2000s, like when he finally got caught and shit. Because he turned out he's like breaking through the roofs of McDonald's and going in and robbing them fucking blind and
Is he the one that made
barefoot.
it so that like
he was barefoot.
yeah, like all the ladders ended up getting like locked on the outside of buildings? Like he was
I don't remember if that. I think they did that even in the 90s.
that was before. Okay.
I remember that as a kid as one that was always trying to get on roofs, not to break in, but as a kid in the 90s, if I would have seen a ladder built
I'd
into a
climb
building, I would have climbed it.
I climb it.
But they were usually blocked. But yeah, so and it's also starring Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. And I'm guessing Channing Tatum is probably going to be the roof man. So
That's one buff roof man.
that's October 3rd. And then we got October 17th, Black Phone 2.
That's my daughter's birthday.
That's going to be a fun one. I still don't know how that movie is happening, and it's going to have what's his name in it? Like
Ethan Hawke?
how?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
We'll have to go watch and find out.
And then on the 24th of October, Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat.
Got hopefully some spine rips. We got Johnny Cage finally showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Then The Running Man on November 7th. We just covered it.
Hells yes.
We just covered it in the last episode. That got moved forward from the 21st to the 7th.
We got
so
3 Stephen King adaptations this year.
yeah,
This coming year.
and some TV shows. We covered on the few podcasts Dark Tower ago. I think there's 6 King properties coming out this next year.
2025.
So, The Running Man looks really good. Edgar Wright is the man, so I cannot wait to see what Mr. Edgar Wright does in the King
Looks
realm.
really good.
Plot under wraps for this next one. Predator Badlands. This is from the guy that did Prey. Allegedly, he did not want to do a Prey sequel, but he wanted to do another Predator movie. Nobody knows what it's going to be about, but he did so good with Prey that I
Pioneer Age.
will watch whatever he does. That's November
Or
7th.
Cowboys.
And then Five Nights at Freddy's or
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I typed it as one. Five Night at Freddy's. 2. So that is December 5th.
I still need to watch the first one.
It was good. I mean, those animatronic things are just perfect horror creatures.
I mean, animatronics are creepy.
Yeah, they are. And then on December 19th, we've got Avatar: Fire and Ash. So that's
The final one, right?
No, they've still got 4 and 5 that are mostly filmed, I think.
Oh my god, I thought they were only doing 3.
Oh, no.
Oh
No,
shit.
No, sir. Yeah, I think they've already got the shooting is done, I think, on at least 4, if not 5.
Which is
too.
why it took so long. That's right. He made a trilogy, not
Yeah.
making a trilogy.
Yeah.
Made a trilogy. 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Also, I just realized
2, 3, 4,
because of Running Man, I didn't put Wicked on either of my lists, either the not interested or whatever. But Wicked is also coming out on the 21st of November.
Wicked
2, the final part of that. So, and then the next one, The Housemaid. Sydney Sweeney will play Millie, a struggling young woman who is relieved to get a fresh start as a housemaid to Nina and Andrew, an upscale wealthy couple, but soon learn that the family secrets are far more dangerous than her own. December 25th. That seems like a thriller-ish. I don't know why it's coming out on Christmas. That is weird.
Seems like Christmas is a day for movies. Nosferatu came out on Christmas.
Yeah.
And Exorcist came out on Christmas.
Horror Christmas, but thriller maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be more of a horror, but to me, in my mind, that sounds like thriller drama, and thriller drama just doesn't seem like one you put out on Christmas.
No, read it again.
Unless you're trying to go Oscar bait, because that's literally like the last fucking breath
be.
of the year.
Yeah.
It says Sydney Sweeney, which that's why I want to see.
No, just the last part.
But soon learn the family secrets are far more dangerous than her own.
Dangerous. That
yeah,
it could be.
That's
like,
why I think like thriller or drama,
be.
like I
they're
don't know.
mafia or drug lords or something like that.
Yeah.
It could be that, but I also think like, what if they're serial killers?
Yeah,
And then you got a horror thing of where she's trying to escape their big old mansion.
could be fun.
That'd be a lot
And then
of
the
fun.
last one is TBD. It's the only film on my list that does not have a date. It is The Long Walk.
Oh.
Grueling walking competition in dystopian America where the last contestant wins a fortune and anything they want. Everyone's been saying that this is most likely coming out in 2025, but there is no release date for it as of right now. I don't know how that happens, but I know they've got the whole thing filmed, so it doesn't make sense that it would come out in 26. So like, it's probably coming out. We just haven't. It's one of those like untitled spots that whatever that's going to get plugged into. So I'm looking forward to that though.
Another Stephen King adaptation.
Yeah. So all in all though, like movie wise, you can tell this next year is fucking stacked, man.
Loaded.
Like,
that's why we wanted to go over this and see like what is coming out.
Yeah. So did you pre-order Spider-Man?
Not yet.
Okay.
I didn't want to get on my phone while
you
you were telling me.
You should
the
also
movies.
probably check what's required of it. because
should.
ray tracing was in the Miles Morales. I remember on my PS5.
But it was optional. Was the thing?
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah.
the thing. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is the first
Is
game
not.
in the history of PC gaming that requires it.
Requires it. Okay.
Yes.
Just as quick, I know.
Mike said no Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Wait, is that a Wookiee growl?
I also wanted to just throw it out for you. There's also a I didn't cover it because we didn't have as much time, but Gears of War has a new game coming out
Does it really?
allegedly called
Hey.
Gears of War E-Day.
Oh no, I did. I saw a trailer for that. It looks
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
so it's a prequel.
There was one. There's 2 games coming out.
Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4. That's the one for me. Fuck yes.
Yeah, I had that on the list.
They
mostly
said
for
they
you.
put out a trailer for that. Fucking sign me up. I am fucking there.
This next, and I will say, a year from now when we're doing a very similar episode, I'll make sure we have a little bit more time to talk about the upcoming because we did eat up a lot of our time with news
Yeah,
and then our
sorry.
discussion, which is fine. But I will say 26. Oh my God, man, it's as heavy, if not heavier, than this year.
Well,
So,
we got Doomsday in 26,
yeah.
and then Secret Wars.
There's a lot. Like,
Wait, is Secret Wars and Doomsday in the same year?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or no, 27.
27.
Because
Okay.
it's like a few months before the Batman. But what I'll say is that the log jam that happened because of COVID and then the strikes, I think that a large part of the log jam is getting pushed out this year. But I do think there's a number of things that are also coming into 26. So 26 is going to be a big year too. But there's a lot of really fucking cool shit coming out this next year. So very excited for 2025. As much of a bummer as 2024 was, largely because it just felt like there was hardly any movies coming out. There's a shitload coming out in 25.
All I know is 2025 is going to be fucking epic because Spider-Man 2 comes to PC. And I'm so fucking stoked for that.
Yeah.
Sony needs to drop their fucking exclusive shit with PC. You want to have your exclusive shit with Xbox, that's fine. But stop fucking punishing us PC players,
Well,
you
it's
pieces of shit.
it's the same thing. It's Microsoft. PC is Windows, so it's seen as the same.
Fuck you, Sony.
Because there is actually some games I saw when I was doing research that were being released on Xbox and PC, but not PlayStation right away. And PlayStation would get it much later down the road because PC and Xbox are seen as hand in hand. So,
I hate Sony. I hate them so much.
all right.
And of course, right now the fucking Steam app isn't working. It
Yeah.
says I have 2 things on my wish list, which I know is a fucking lie. I have a lot more than that.
Maybe the Grinch went and wiped out your list. If you want to email,
Oh my god, there it is.
if you want to email the show, you can do that at peter@geekerybides.com or tad@geekerybides.com. And then next time, I already spoiled it earlier in the episode because I had the wrong slide up. But we will have just wrapped Skeleton Key or Crew a little bit before this next episode. I think it's like 4 or 5 days before.
Yeah.
And so let's recap the entirety of Skeleton Crew
Sounds good.
on the next episode, which is the 18th. I forgot to mention that I think we already talked about it once on this show, but we are skipping. Would technically, to line up the shows the way we need to, it would actually be recording a week from today, and that just doesn't sound good to me. So we're going to take that episode off and then start on the 18th, and then from there
Come back fresh.
We'll be back or every other week, every fortnight, all the way through 2025. But yeah, we'll be back talking about Skeleton Crew Star Wars, which, as Mike said, very bummed that there's no Star Wars movies coming out. Hopefully 26, though, because Mandalorian and Grogu is allegedly 26. So
For Mike not getting Star Wars in 2025. That's just for you, Mike. All for you, buddy.
and your wife says Spider-Man cannot be pre-ordered, but it can be added to a wish list.
I already did.
All right, so yeah, I will sign off as I always do by saying, love what you love, let your geek flag fly high, get very fucking excited for 2025 because it is going to be a geek fucking great year for geeks. And yeah, to hell with anyone that says anything about guilty pleasures because that's nonsense.
Spider-Man.
I completely made your day, didn't
Dude,
I?
I am so fucking stoked. That's a month and 2 days away that I get that fucking game.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, you made my day.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to play it because it's a great one.
Can't wait,
I've
dude.
100%ed it twice. I was actually the other day twitching a little bit. I'm like, maybe I'll replay it again pretty soon. So, yeah, we'll see you guys not in a fortnight, but on the 18th of January. Until then, have a happy and safe New Year. Drink plenty if that is your way of doing things. If not, then stay up late and whatever.
Have fun.
Do you ever trick your kid with YouTube where it's like, oh, let's watch the
I did when she was little.
when she
Usually,
young,
honestly, the three of us had a conversation. We honestly cannot remember if she made it to midnight last night. We think she did, but we don't remember.
yeah.
I think she did, but she's doing it this year. I
Yeah.
know she is because she stayed up till midnight on.
Just randomly.
No, when we went to saw Nosferatu.
Oh.
we ended up staying up till like 12:30, all three of us. So it's like, okay, she can do it,
That's once you hit that age, man.
dude. It's
Yeah. So, all right. We will see you guys at NORAD BS on Christmas Eve.
yeah. Track Santa with NORAD.
Yeah. Because they're gonna shoot him down. I saw a video where a guy was telling his like little like 5-6-year-olds that or I think it was like his nephews. It's like, yeah, the NORAD's tracking him because they're gonna shoot him down. Like he's a threat to America. And dude, the kids started bawling and stuff. It made me laugh and so joyous. I was like, that's amazing.
I gotta find more of those Grinch videos for you.
Dude, they're so good. They're in my algorithm. They said I get them all the time. I love it. There's one where the kid starts to fight the guy.
Yeah.
He like jumps at him and starts punching him and shit. I'm like, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.